soon to get the 11,000 people who've been stranded on ships in the Strait of Hormuz out. Talks continue on a permanent end to the war between the U.S. and Iran. What has been agreed to, allowing UN nuclear inspectors into the country and allowing Iran to sell its oil legally to other countries. ABC's Britt Clennett.
By the U.S. temporarily lifting oil sanctions on Iran, what it is opening the door for Tehran to sell oil in American currency, in U.S. dollars, for the first time in almost 2 decades. Now, despite Iran saying there's no timeline or saying there's no commitment on allowing those inspectors in, President Trump, he's defending this deal with Iran, claiming in posts on social media that Iran has fully and completely agreed to these high-level, limitless nuclear inspections, he says.
President Trump saying that the water in the reflecting pool will be drained again for permanent repair, either immediately before or after the 4th of July. This is ABC News. A judge in Washington has ruled the government cannot block people getting SNAP food assistance benefits from buying candy, soda, and other sugary snacks. Sources tell ABC News Acting Director of National Intelligence Bill Pulte has begun firing people at the agency.
Now, it is not clear how many jobs are going to be affected, but sources say the National Counterterrorism Center is likely to be hit hard. Pulte, who just took over the role last week, today's actually his second full day on the job, is a Trump loyalist with zero intelligence experience. But the president has made clear he wants him to slash jobs at the agency, and Trump says he thinks Pulte is actually better able to make these cuts because he's in the role temporarily.
ABC's Mary Bruce at the White House. In a year marked by economic uncertainty, donations to charities were actually up in 2025. Giving USA's annual report says donors gave U.S. charities $617 billion last year, a 3% inflation-adjusted increase over 2024. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
A man from Belfair is suspected in a White House terror plot. More on that in just a moment. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. This traffic report is brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio app. Right now, what are we looking at? About 38 minutes from Tacoma to Olympia. Olympia to Tacoma is just under 35. I-5 is nice and clear from Federal Way through South Center, but from Boeing Field into downtown Seattle, it's a struggle. It's about 40 minutes from South Center and just under an hour from Federal Way. The Valley Freeway is about 45 minutes, and it's about 42 minutes up from the 405 corridor through Renton. Lake bridges are clear. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app, listen to your favorite shows, and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. A 21-year-old man from Belfair is suspected in a terror plot targeting the UFC event at the White House. The Justice Department alleges William Faulkner conspired to commit murder. U.S. Attorney Charles Neal Floyd says Faulkner's role in the alleged plot involves drones loaded with explosives.
If it wasn't for the intervention of law enforcement, I do believe they could have carried out maybe not the plans that they had ultimately hoped to achieve, but certainly they could have caused a mass casualty event at the White House.
Floyd says the drones were meant to drive crowds into an area where armed co-conspirators would be stationed. He's now in federal custody, facing up to life in prison. Fresh off a historic first World Cup win, Egypt's national soccer team is heading back to Spokane, not Seattle. Team officials say a request to stay in Seattle after Sunday's victory over New Zealand and Vancouver was denied by unspecified security authorities. Manager Ibrahim Hassan says the change forces the squad into an extra travel ahead of Friday's match against Iran at Seattle Stadium. The team had hoped to avoid fatigue by moving directly to Seattle. Instead, players returned yesterday to their Spokane base and on a FIFA-approved charter flight. Seattle fire crews put out flames in Seward Park near a synagogue early this morning. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha is at the scene.
This garage and a home right next to it was severely damaged with this fire. Crews report that it started in that garage and spread to the residence that's right next door. This is right behind an Orthodox synagogue that sits on South Morgan Street, and the fire department has taken over the entire parking lot for that area, and now they are spraying down this garage and the building to make sure that the fire doesn't spark back up.
We're one step closer to learning whether the teen accused of murdering his parents and 3 siblings will be tried as an adult. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas has more.
Prosecutors say he was just 15 when he murdered his family in their Falls City home in October of 2024. Soon after, prosecutors charged him with 5 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. But the decision on where to hear the case has been largely delayed. The new hearing is now scheduled for September. He does remain in custody.
Town Hall Seattle, best known for concerts and speakers, is now hosting weddings. The venue's new micro wedding package runs about $10,000, covering everything from the ceremony to cake and decor. Town Hall says the move helps support the nonprofit and gives couples a unique and more budget-friendly place to get married. Now for your weather, more record heat on the way today. Highs will be close to 90 right now. It's about 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday to all of you. It is June 23rd. G is out today. Angela Poe Russell is in once again. Good morning.
Good morning, Ursula.
How you been doing with the heat?
You know, I'm hanging in there. And, you know, listen, it happens only a few months out of the year, right?
Right.
So I'm
exactly.
here for it.
Although there's something very unusual, potentially, about this particular heat wave we're having. So we're going to talk about that coming up in just a couple of seconds. And then coming up at 9:30, what does feminism mean today? Is it still about equality, your favorite word, and choice? Or has the word itself become the problem? So we'll talk about that. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. And with that, let's get to our top stories, brought to you by Pendergast Law. And as you heard Katrina mention, we want to get a little bit more into it. Egypt's national soccer team claims it was denied permission to stay in Seattle ahead of Friday's World Cup match at Seattle Stadium. So what happened? And why would a team playing here have to base itself all the way over in Spokane? We'll find that out in just a second. We're also going to hear a heartwarming story involving Cape Verde's goalkeeper that is taking over the internet. And who best to give us these stories is other than Luke Ducey.
Well, one of these stories is why I love the World Cup.
Okay.
I absolutely love the World Cup because you get these heartfelt stories, these Cinderella stories, these teams from these teeny little countries that you maybe never heard of.
No.
And they have these great stories. Well, let's start with Egypt. Okay, so what's going on there? Yeah, why would they be in Spokane? You know, I think Belgium is actually here in our Seattle area practicing at UW, so they're kind of based here. They like to base teams around in different cities, I think for different reasons. You know, to give them space, but also, you know, to get people, you know, people can see them in different places and get excited about it in Spokane as well as Seattle. That's kind of part of it. So Egypt, they say that security authorities rejected their request to stay in Seattle instead of Spokane for their match against Iran this Friday here in Seattle. The team made that request after their first ever World Cup win over New Zealand in Vancouver, BC, just on Sunday. What they really want to do is reduce fatigue by traveling an extra day. And also, if they fly commercially out of Spokane, they've got to catch an extra flight back and forth, and because you got to connect. So they want to kind of avoid that as well. But whoever these authorities were, don't know if they were U.S. authorities or if it was FIFA. Could have been FIFA that said no. But they denied that. So there they are in Spokane. FIFA did fly the team from Vancouver to Spokane on a private jet, so maybe they didn't have to make that connection, say through Seattle, entering the U.S. and then going over. And they've been training at Gonzaga University.
So they weren't told why they were being rejected.
Weren't told why, and you kind of get the feeling of like, hey, here's a private jet, just be cool, be quiet.
Could it be something as simple as FIFA trying to spread the peanut butter?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like give Spokane. I mean, but still, it creates a little excitement maybe having a team there. I don't know.
But the other thing is the secrecy is what makes you fill in the blanks, right?
Yes.
Especially on with a team. There's been a lot of talk about the match on Friday because of the two teams that are involved.
Egypt and Iran.
So it's like,
it's Pride Month.
Did it during Pride Month? Did it have to do with
additional security concerns or, whatever.
Yeah.
You start filling it in. And I think that's a conversation we're going to have today, which is, are you better off just spelling it out and just saying, this is why that's happening versus we don't even know who made the decision.
Right, because our imaginations are running wild, right? It could run, yeah.
And maybe the coach was outspoken and then got something out of it, got that private jet,
right?
rather
than. But we don't know.
But we don't know.
And I think the other bizarre part about this is that it sounds like the request was made in recent weeks, and it seems like all of this stuff would have been sorted out months ago.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
It should have been. These travel plans, they've been going on for years, right? So interesting. We'll see if we get anything else out of that.
But
it also sets up Egypt to say we didn't play well because of this.
Oh, exactly, right? That's our excuse.
More.
Okay, but what about this other story? Because I know this is the one that you're just loving this morning.
You're going to love it too. This is a I'm not crying, you're crying situation here. Cape Verde, a small nation off of the coast of West Africa, is capturing the hearts of fans all over the world after they tied both Spain, which was unthinkable, and Uruguay. Tough to do. And they tied that game in the last second in this heroic goal. This guy stole the ball and launched it about, 40 yards into the net to tie that game 2-2. And those were the first two World Cup matches that they've ever had. After their first game with Spain, their goalie, Vorzinha, started crying during his post-game interview. And then he explained to the world this.
I cry because I grew up with my grandparents. And unfortunately, they are not here. They died a few years before. And also because my mom, she didn't manage to be here.
Yeah, the goalie is an older goalie. He's like 40 years old. This is his last World Cup, his only World Cup ever. He said that they didn't pay for his mom's visa in time. And so she was stuck. She's never going to get the chance to see her son play in the World Cup, the biggest stage ever. He's never going to be here again.
And I would like she to be here, but I'm very happy also, and I'm very happy for all the Cape Verdean people.
Well, the interview went viral, and the world came together. The State Department, FIFA, U.S. lawmakers, Cape Verde Soccer Federation, they all worked together to secure a visa for his mom. If you're watching on our YouTube feed, here was mom arriving in Miami for her son's game against Uruguay. She looks elated to see her son play. She's the tall. Her son's tall. She's tall as well.
She's on the left. Yeah,
she looks just like him. Look at that, giving kisses to people, the handlers. There was a delegation there from the World Cup to take her to the stadium, and she had a box seat to the game. And Cape Verde, check this out. They play Saudi Arabia on Friday. If they win that game, they are a Cinderella team. If they win, and I think they will. They will then go to the knockout stage.
Wow. A couple
unbelievable.
A couple things that stand out to me on this story that made it just such the Cinderella kind of thing. Being a 40-year-old goalkeeper, being able to have as many saves as he had in that one game, to your point. I mean, people were going nuts. They were like, how many saves did he have in that one game, which was ridiculous? And then his Instagram followers, going up millions and millions, like surpassing these major overnight. Ursula, he literally went from like A to Z, like in terms of followers. It's great. I love it.
That is the thing that is standing out to me about this World Cup is somehow the social media reaction has been extremely unifying, first of all. At a time when social media can be such a divisive thing, it has been such a unifying thing about World Cup and how much love is being poured in. And then, they see this story and people are motivated to try to help to bring the mom. I get goosebumps thinking about it because it's like, this is what we all need.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that we all need to hear about. It doesn't matter what your political background is, nothing. It is just humanity at its finest.
It is a simple game with a ball and your feet in a field. That's all you need. That's all you need. And if you go to poor neighborhoods, like stories out of Brazil are famous for this. players like Pele were so poor they couldn't afford a ball, so they would tie socks together.
That's right.
And that's how they would learn how to play. You don't need to be. It's not a rich man's sport. It's It's a sport though it's the world's game, and it brings the worlds together.
I guess until now, and this is ridiculous because my dad played soccer and rugby, but played soccer when we were growing up. I played soccer until my dad said I couldn't play soccer anymore because he thought it was a violent sport. Okay,
yeah, it is.
This is a true story.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just I have like a newfound love for it because of what has been happening.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
It is crazy.
Isn't that great?
And a lot of it's because you've been telling it with your stories, Luke. So thank you so much. The other thing I wanted to point out, Angela, is we got our glow up got a national shout out because The Athletic has ranked Lumen Field, Seattle Stadium, as the best among all 16 host venues.
Ooh.
Tying Atlanta for the top score.
Okay, so I have a question about that because I think we're pretty great, but I don't know what they're basing this on. So what is it about our stadium that has, made it shoot to the top?
Well, one of the things they said is that it feels unusually connected to the city. They talked about transit access, which I'm chuckling because again, think of all the conversations we have about our public transit and issues, et cetera, et cetera. And they also said the downtown setting, which you can't beat the views. It's very hard to beat the views.
The bars, the shops, all the things are right there downtown, and not a lot. If you think about a lot of other cities, they don't have that.
They're usually outbound. You in Philadelphia, you have to drive like 15, 20 minutes, and you're out in The
final is going to be played in New Jersey in the Meadowlands, where the Jets and the Giants play football, and that's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And to get there, you have to take trains, and they were going to charge like $250 a ticket to the train. So I heard stories of European soccer fans saying, forget that, we're going to march to the field. You can't do that because it's on highways.
Right.
And so police had to say, no, you're not. But there's a disconnect. It's not in the city, and we are. And I think fans really appreciate that. And the weather's perfect.
Now.
We're
Until
nice,
Friday.
We're nice people. So
exactly. Well, Luke, thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Okay. I hate to go to this next story because it's going to be
we're
a downer
on this
right
high.
now.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But did you hear about this 21-year-old guy from Mason County who's now accused of taking part in an alleged plot to attack that UFC event at the White House with explosive drones and armed gunmen? So his name is William Spartacus Faulkner, and federal prosecutors say he was communicating online about the drones, explosives, and logistics for this alleged June 14th attack.
So whether or not he had the capacity to do it on his own or whether he had the connections to make it happen, it's the same effect. So I do believe the person had the ability to act on his intent.
So according to the criminal complaint, the goal was to create chaos, and then they wanted to assassinate government officials who were expected to attend the event, including President Trump. And what may have stopped it is that investigators say the family, I think the mom of a 19-year-old Ohio man, got worried about all this talk about his guns and tactical gear and travel plans, and actually called authorities. So this conspiracy involved about 19 people, and they were talking about escape routes and safe houses. So now this guy from Washington is charged with conspiracy to commit murder.
Yeah, it's wild to me reading the details of this because it sounds like their goal was, they said, like to create a revolution. And they said they wanted to target some people who, like, it wasn't a left or a right thing, that it was someone who'd be celebrated to create this revolution. And even criticizing, I guess, other, quote unquote, attempts at assassination and saying all you have to do is do the drones and get this done. And it makes me think about, Ursula, the other day we were talking about how many people had been charged for attempting to fly drones around the World Cup. And we were like, what are you thinking? Like, this is 2026. We're in the age of people using 3D printers for weaponry and also using drones. They were up to 40 of them to kind of accomplish this.
Yeah.
So we're in a new era where, in terms of security, you can't think about the traditional ways.
You're exactly right. And the number of people who are, it's so easy, again, with social media and these online chats. This guy was part of, and allegedly only started being part of this group in the talk for the last week or two. Their idea was to fly the drones over the stage and then detonate them and then send people running. And then there would be that chaos, and then they would be waiting with guns. I mean, they were... And, thank God that the mom of one of them, like, you ask that question, if you find out your kid is doing that, if you as mom, would you turn him in? This mom did, thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it always, whenever you see these stories where people do go on these rampages, and we always think, like,
weren't there signs?
Were there signs? What were the, and there's probably, as parents, we typically know when something's a little off, but then wondering if your kid has the capability to,
right.
like, you know what I mean, to be able to say, oh, would they actually do that kind of
right. thing? And when you're not in the situation, it's easy to say, well, of course I would turn him in.
Yeah.
But if you're in that situation.
Oh, yeah. Because I could see a scenario where, like, okay, let me find a therapist or let me get help or whatever. But at the point where they're collecting guns and making travel plans. And I tell you what, kudos to the parents who snoop in their kids' devices, because we've had a couple of those cases lately, too. Thank goodness for that.
Correct. And the mom said the group chat involved about, like these men who were, she described them as ultra-religious, anti-government, and specifically pointing out grievances about government corruption, the handling of the Epstein files, data centers taking up all the water in communities, and other government actions. So in their minds, they think, we're doing a good thing.
Listen, I'm going to quote the great philosopher Prince, who said that we were never meant to consume this much information.
Yeah, right.
Like, our brains it's just too much. Because it is a lot.
Yes. And thankfully, again, someone thought, a mom thought to report this, and this was thwarted for sure. Okay. We got to talk about it while it's still here, because Seattle is going to be flirting with 90 degrees again today. The forecast high is around 89. And for June, that is actually pretty remarkable.
It is. I remember when I first moved here, and June used to be called June gloom.
Yeah, or January.
Oh, yeah. They were like, oh, yeah, June, it's a hot mess. And then slowly each year I start seeing June become like this stellar month, because we're not into a wildfire season yet. Mm-hmm. We're just coming out of spring, and it's just like the shot of vitamin D,
Yes, which I love. But I was listening to Nick Allard this morning on KIRO 7 TV, and so he said in more than 80 years of records, Seattle has only had 10 years where we have hit 90 degrees 2 or more times in June, and this could be one of them. So the record is 3 days that were set in 1992, 1995, and then remember when we had that heat dome in 2021?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so today's going to be hot. Thursday is also going to be hot, still in the 80s, but then the cooler air will move in. Rain potentially returning late Thursday.
That's the part.
And Friday.
What is that saying they say about the area? If you don't like the weather here, just wait. It'll change.
It'll change.
And that is the one thing here that is hard for me, is feeling like I'm just getting into a groove, and then it changes, and
Well, I got a question, though.
Yes.
And do you think AC is now a necessity in Western Washington? Because when I moved here in 1988, that would have been unheard of.
I think it depends on where you live. And, there are some places, there are lots of trees and it's shaded and it's fine. But if you were in one of those townhomes or an apartment where your bedroom's on that top floor, oh my gosh, I think you do need AC. But
well, do you know that because we used to be one of the least air-conditioned areas in the whole country, but that has actually been changing.
Yeah.
And so this is from KIRO 7. They're saying in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties, we went from 44% of homes with AC in 2019 to 64% in 2023. I'm sure it's even higher than that.
So maybe here's the question.
Yeah.
So your question was, do we need AC? Have we gotten to that
Is
point?
It a necessity?
I will say it depends on what kind of mood you want to be in. Right? Because we get through it, right?
Yes.
But you have to admit, sleep suffers. People are grumpier.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think as productive.
I agree.
So
I agree. Okay, text us. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Coming up, we are going to be talking about feminism. Do you think of that as a dirty word? Is that a controversial word to you? And what does it actually mean to you today? We'll have that conversation coming up next.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Hold
Holy smokes!
The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
Life doesn't have to slow you down just because costs are up. At Subaru of Puyallup, fuel-efficient models help you go farther with the confidence of all-wheel drive. And you have to experience the newly redesigned Subaru Outback with bold styling, advanced safety, an upgraded touchscreen, and even more capability. For stress-free pricing, a huge selection, and current offers, stop by Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership. Part of the Harnish Auto family. Visit SubaruofPuyallup.com.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. President Trump insists Iran has agreed to nuclear inspections and talks for a war-ending deal. Iran has denied that. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers has the latest.
President Trump this morning claimed on social media that Iran has, quote, fully and completely agreed to what he called highest-level nuclear inspections long into the future. He went on to say that if Iran did not agree to this, there would be no further negotiations. But a spokesperson for Iran's foreign ministry says Iran will not allow international inspectors to access nuclear sites damaged during the war. These inspections were included in the nuclear agreement reached with Iran during the Obama administration in 2015. President Trump pulled the U.S. out during his first term, and then Iran began limiting inspections. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
As temperatures climb across western Washington this week, dozens of cooling centers are open. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is in Tacoma.
You might end up in a library like this one here at University Place down in the Tacoma area. This is a good option with air conditioning if you need one today. Many public libraries also hand out cold water to people on days when they're being used as cooling centers as well. Here in Pierce County, the libraries, malls, and most shelters are opening up for anyone who's trying to stay cool.
A King County judge finds probable cause to hold a 15-year-old Tukwila boy on suspicion of first-degree murder for shooting back on June 3rd in Kent. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
The teen appeared in King County Juvenile Court facing charges related to a June 3rd homicide. Police allege the teen fired multiple shots into a group of people, killing a 15-year-old girl. The teen is due back in court later this week. No word yet on whether he will be tried in juvenile or adult court. In Seattle, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Pierce County detectives are still trying to piece together exactly what led up to a shooting on a property already known to law enforcement. Two men showed up at the Bonnie Lake ER just after 11 Sunday morning, each with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Deputy Carly Capetto says investigators determined the shootings happened at large rural property on 214th Avenue East, but they're getting limited operation, or rather cooperation, from the victims.
It is unknown as to what happened on that property, what the altercation was, or who was involved.
So far, no arrests have been made. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. This traffic report is brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Slowdowns on I-5 through downtown with heavy volume both directions between Northgate and the Ship Canal Bridge. Expect delays on northbound, especially through I-90. On 405, there is some traffic that's building on Bellevue and Kirkland. Westbound 520 is slowing down across the Mount Lake, or rather across the lake towards Mount Lake. Some drive times right now. Federal to Seattle is about 30. Everett to Seattle is about 35 minutes right now. This traffic report is brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss firework nights all summer, presented by T-Mobile. Next up is the Patriotic Show on July 3rd. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. For your weather, the record heat continues today. Highs will be close to 90. Right now, it's 70 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is out today. Angela Poe Russell is in. I just want to make note that Warren in Tacoma texted us and said there was a fire down on Airport Way. And Katrina, I'm sure that you are probably going to be tracking this, but 7700 block of Airport Way South. The fire is about a quarter or maybe a tenth of a mile north of that address. Thank you, Warren. He's sending pictures, etc. So we will try to find out what is going on there. But right now, let's talk about feminism and what does it mean in 2026. And the reason we're bringing this up is because there was an event, and I'm trying to find my story on this, but there was an event that CNN went to, and where am I not finding my audio right now?
It was a Turning Point USA Women's Leadership Summit. I don't know where it was, though.
Okay, so in any case, but we have to listen to the sound bites. Okay, CNN's Elle Reeve went to this leadership summit, and speakers were pushing hard against modern feminism, and they were leaning into faith and marriage and motherhood and traditional femininity. But the women in the crowd were not all giving bumper sticker answers. So I wanted to have you listen to this, and Katrina is joining us too for this conversation.
From what I see, like, society has co-opted the word feminism, which should just be the equality of the sexes, which I really do believe in, to be something of pushing the other sex down, which I really don't believe in.
I've run 3 companies and have a nonprofit and adopted children. So I feel like the messages to me were that women can do it all.
Okay, and then there were some other attendees who were asked how they define feminism.
I feel like feminism is the pursuit of I need nobody, and I don't need a man, I don't need others.
So I feel like the left is so focused on feminism equals abortion, and that's like not at all what feminism should be for. It should just be like, how can we empower women to fulfill what they feel like their calling is?
A lot of the left say that they don't need men, but we do.
Okay, can I just take issue with one thing, and then I want to dive into the combo?
Yes, please.
This idea of just the left and the right, like, just stop. Like, there's so much nuance in terms of viewpoints and perspectives on all, like, sides of aisles, and that is just odd to me.
And then to come up with this conclusion that the left equates feminism with abortion only. Like, what?
Like, there's...
Huh? So I hate when people talk in terms of the left or the right
and the
or
right,
yeah,
the
it's
Dems
just
and the rebel.
It's too simplistic. First of all, okay, but I would love to know what, and I'll start with you, Angela. What to you? What does feminism mean to you?
Feminism to me is the ability to have choice in this world on who I want to be, and it's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love that. And Katrina, for you.
I would define feminism as the pursuit of equality for women, whether you choose to be a wife, whether you choose not to have children, whether you choose to have career. It's truly your choice.
And the big word is choice.
Yes.
And that is, and so, I mean, I don't take issue if someone says, you know what? I want to be a traditional mom. I do want to stay at home. And I mean, there was a time when I was so jealous of women who could choose to be at home and raise the kids. And I was like, well, let me I don't have that choice.
Let me tell you what went wrong. And then, Katrina, I would love your perspective on this. So, you know, we get closer to equality. Women are accepted into the workforce. We're killing it. And I think what happened is they're like, wait a minute. I'm still doing all the home stuff and I'm working. It's like, wait, I'm bringing home the bacon. I'm cooking it. I'm taking care of the kids. And so some of these trad wife folks, I'm like, are y'all just exhausted? Like,
well, well, I'd love to hear you, Katrina.
Oh, I 100% agree because you're still working.
Yes.
I have this job and then I have another full-time job, which is taking care of my family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I have been spoiled because that was never the case with Mark. Did not know, especially when I was news director here and had very limited amount of time at home. I mean, I'll just be honest. I mean, he picked up all of it.
Yeah.
And I think there are more and more men who don't get credit for playing a bigger role at home.
Oh, my husband totally does too. I mean, he is stepping, cooking. I love that we're just partners, and it's not about what gender you are. It's like, where are you in life right now, and do you need support? Katrina, I'm really curious. Are there more sound bites you were going to play?
Well, there is one more that I wanted to play because there is someone who is part of TPUSA's speaker circuit named Savannah Stone. She's a married 21-year-old who advocates for traditional gender roles in a provocative way. So listen to this.
Submission gets a bad rep because it's seen as slavery for whatever reason. But submission is a trust and it's teamwork. It means the woman serves the husband and the husband lays down his life for the wife, because women are controlled by their emotions and men are controlled by logic.
Or just as I dislike the whole left and right conversation, this is why I hate sweeping statements. Women are controlled by their emotions and men are controlled by logic, period.
I know. You need to meet some more women.
Holy smokes.
You need to meet some more men. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm curious, Katrina, you were like, you know what? This conversation sounds interesting. What is interesting to you about this topic?
Ooh, there's so much. I think it's so incredibly nuanced. And again, it goes back to choice. I feel like for women, you're pitted on two different ends of the spectrum. It's like, you know what? Get married, have babies, stay at home, do that because that's what you're called to do and nothing else. Or suffer and try to be like a man and have the career and have it all and have your kids and just burn yourself out trying to achieve the same goal. As opposed to what I feel like I have with my husband is a true teammate. We are truly partners. I work super early mornings, like guys. I'm not there to see like my kids before like they go off to school. And so like my husband, like he's got the lunches ready. He's making sure that they're dressed, that they're clean, their teeth are brushed. He's handling all of that so I can be in the zone and focus on work. And then it's a tag team because then I do pickups with them. So I mean, it ebbs and flows. So I'm not able to participate in all the morning activities, but like, you know what? I got them for the afternoon and then we just trade off. Like, okay, you've got bath time. All right, cool. All right, who's going to put them to bed? Maybe it'll be me, maybe it'll be you, or maybe they want all of us. And that's totally fine too.
So I think the word feminism gets a bad rap because for a lot of people it means bashing men. And it shouldn't be about bashing men. It's not about saying that women have to reject marriage or motherhood or family or tradition. But again, I think it's just bottom line, we have choices.
Yes.
We don't have to stay in a toxic relationship because we worry that we can't fend for ourselves. We're not going to be financially trapped, but there are some things that are still very real. I mean, it is, people will reject the idea that women don't make the same as men, but it is true.
Yeah, I had never heard of this concept of a trad wife. I had to actually Google it. I'm like, what is a trad wife? And I have to say, I mean, I love this discussion. And I'm also left the question, do we feel like families are better if someone is at home the majority of the time? I know I just threw a bomb as we're going to commercial.
Okay, text 888-973-5476 because I think we're going to have to bring this topic back.
Look, I worked the whole time. I'm not,
conversation.
It's a
it really is.
Question.
It is. Well, I mean, it could be that it depends on the situation. What does the situation look like? I had a ton of help. From other family members that allowed me to work away from home. If I could do it over again, I wouldn't work so much.
Really?
That's my one regret in life.
Yeah. No, I have a similar. Yeah.
So, text us, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. What does feminism mean to you? 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. And your question again, because I think you're going to get people rolling on this one.
Yeah, how did I word it?
You said, are there
merits? Is it better for families to have someone at home?
Well,
it doesn't have to be the woman, though. It could be.
It could be any. Yeah, and I think that might be an easier answer than you think. Because in an ideal world, you would have somebody at home.
But we live in this world. or housing prices or what they are.
Okay, we are way late. Okay, more of the Gee and Ursula Show coming up.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Caregiving isn't just hard work, it's heart work. Every day, caregivers bring dignity, kindness, and comfort to those who need it most. Right now, Washington needs more caring hearts. Your kindness, your patience, your heart are needed more than ever. Caregiver Careers Washington will guide you every step of the way. Our friendly navigators help you find training, certification, and employment at no cost to you. Start your heart work today at caregivercareerswa.com. That's caregivercareerswa.com.
Sponsored by DSHS and aired by the WSAB in this station.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
Jason Rantz here. If your water heater is getting older, leaking, or running out of hot water, CM Heating has an affordable solution. Get a new gas or electric water heater installed starting at just $44.99 a month. With CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program, you'll get lifetime repairs and maintenance at no extra charge. Parts and labor covered for life. Plus, same-day installation is available in many cases. Schedule your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit, sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Always exhausted, loud snoring, keeping your partner awake? You could have sleep apnea and not even know it. South Seattle Smiles has a comfortable solution with no CPAP required. Most medical insurance accepted. Call 206-241-5533 today. SouthSeattleSmiles.com.
John Curley here. Who installs your new cooling system matters. I recommend Home Comfort Alliance for 50 years of award-winning service and top-quality Carrier products that deliver years of comfort. Save up to $3,000 in rebates. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is out today. He's also going to be out tomorrow. Angela Poe Russell is in with me this morning, and we're going to talk about something that is happening right now when it comes to travel. And you can maybe call it a bookcation or read away, because right now literary travel is having a moment. Folks, okay. And you and I were laughing earlier today because we were saying, like, I wish I had time to do more pleasure reading. Mm-hmm. But for those who are able to do a lot of pleasure reading and they're getting into the books like Eat, Pray, Love, but there are other books right now where they're traveling to places where the books are set, right? So that is essentially now it's all about visiting the worlds they've only read about, and literary travel is on the rise. In fact, in a 2026 travel trends report, the flight tracking site Skyscanner found that 55% of travelers had booked a trip or would consider one inspired by a book. And VRBO has coined the term readaways or book-inspired group travel in its trend, noting that 91% of respondents said they were interested in a trip that was devoted to reading and relaxing. So it's all about the books, which I can only live vicariously through others right now because all my reading has to do with work.
Same. I'm reading a lot of plays and stuff like that. But I will tell you, definitely from different shows I've seen, for example, Bridgerton. Yes. While I don't have a desire to go to England, the whole scenery, I could see remodeling my house to look like a Bridgerton episode with the big curtains and the window. I mean, the whole just extra throwback of it all. So I like kind of the world that was created in your mind. You love it so much that you want to recreate it. I think about the movie You, Me, and Tuscany, and they create this whole world of her going to Italy, and she's cooking in the Eat, Pray, Love. And I don't know, for you, can you think, I know it's been a while since you've been reading, but what about?
Yeah, well, you mentioned Tuscany, and that is something that I would hope that sometime down in the future, that would be a place that I could spend, more than what you're allotted on your yearly vacation time, right? Yep. Where you could spend some time and have kind of those moments where you're just strolling through. I mean, so France and Italy would be the two places where I would love to do that. But for example, there is a travel company right now that is offering a 12-day trip to Croatia based on the book People We Meet on Vacation.
I love that.
I know. I mean, So part of it is there is a beach destination that is a big part of apparently that book. And but think about other ones. For example, I mean, this isn't exactly new because Ernest Hemingway. Think of all the people who would go to Pamplona, Spain because of his books.
And you know what? Twilight and Forks.
Yes.
Yes. How many people I have to go to Forks?
Yes. So I guess my question for you, and I'm going to ask all of you, including Nick, if there was a place that you could go, like if you could put on your wish list, what? And now, right now, you can't think of it because
No,
Angela,
go
you
ahead.
just got done writing a play,
I know,
a musical.
but
You've
I'm
just
gonna
been
go
all
there. Go
steeped
ahead.
in that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to hear from you. Like, where would you want to go? Like, if you could spend a month, where would you want to go? And text us too. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476 888-973 KIRO.
Okay.
Money's not an
Can
object.
I pick
Where you
two?
going?
A month, I'm going to be on the continent of Africa and Japan. Because everything you need is over there. I mean, history, you've got ocean, you've got animals, you've got different cultures in one place. I mean, can you imagine like the damage I would do in travel if I got to spend a month in the continent of Africa? Oh my God.
Yes.
North to south, east to west, and then Japan. Oh my God.
Japan is having its moment right now.
I love Japan. That was the one place I visited that I didn't want to come back home.
Seriously. So what was it about Japan?
I felt like I was swept into this world. I called it the land where everything makes sense. Like the ways in which things operate, they make sense. Everything is beautiful. There's not trash around. I'm talking to you. I want to hear everybody else's.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, Mike.
I'll take anything with some beach. Sandy beach and ocean waves. We're talking about reading. There ain't nothing better than slumping in a chair with a half-closed book just resting on you. It's so nowhere in particular, just somewhere with some beachy, sandy vibes.
I'm with Mike. I think a beach is a very relaxing kind of setting. I think with less of a cultural difference too, Hawaii is always really nice. So I would always love to go there, and you can spend an extended amount of time there with people that are, familiar with you. But also Italy is cool because I'm part Italian, so it would be a fun area to be, and they have great food over there too.
And then Sharon, the Scrabble savant, just pointed out one other thing that I asked my boys if they'd be willing to do as a future retirement gift, which is spend time in the Greek Isles. Hello.
Is that
Sharon,
it for you?
I'm with you.
Where are you? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have those dreams. I mean, I love Italy and I love France and I've been there, but to be able to spend work, money.
Well, I'm here to fill in whenever you need to go.
Exactly. Okay, we've got more of the Gee and Ursula Show coming up next.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is
Learn more at skyrizzy.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZY.
RV buyers save thousands at the 10th Annual Summer RV Blowout Sale, June 18th through the 28th at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds. Top manufacturers with every floor plan imaginable, exclusive dealer rebates, huge discounts on new and used models, factory reps on site, enjoy free lunch, plus a year's worth of free camping. The 10th Annual Summer RV Blowout Sale, June 18th through the 28th at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds in Monroe, hosted by Open Road RV, free parking and admission.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. It just got easier for lawful permanent residents to be deported. The Supreme Court conservative majority saying border agents may remove from the U.S. green card holders who may have committed a crime involving moral turpitude. The court ruling against a dreadlock Rastafarian whose hair was cut in prison in Louisiana. The justice is saying that federal law protects religious rights of inmates, but it does not permit lawsuits for money damages. About the nuclear program, Iran just now saying there is no commitment on inspections, despite what the U.S. is saying.
President Trump, he's defending this deal with Iran, claiming in posts on social media that Iran has fully and completely agreed to these high-level, limitless nuclear inspections, he says.
ABC's Britt Clennett in Jerusalem. Iranian oil tankers are on their way to the open market, a decades-long naval blockade lifted under Iran's memorandum of understanding with the U.S. This is ABC News. Let the people be heard. Primaries underway in 4 states today, 1 out west, Utah, 3 on the East Coast, Maryland, South Carolina, and in New York, including the Big Apple.
While Mayor Zoran Mamdani is not on the ballot, the races are expected to be a key test of whether the Democratic Socialist mayor's influence could grow in Washington, D.C. 2 of the progressive congressional candidates Mamdani has endorsed, Daria Lisa Avila Chevalier and Brad Lander, are taking on incumbent Democrats. Last Thursday, Mamdani and Senator Bernie Sanders rallied together in support of the candidates they're both endorsing. The polls in New York close at 9 o'clock Eastern. Jared Kofsky, ABC News, New York.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
You are hearing, really hearing, the loudest person on the planet, Australian Joseph McGrail Beta, winning the Guinness record, 122.4 decibels. We hear you, sir. That's the human threshold of physical pain. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
A 21-year-old Belfair man is linked to a White House terror plot. But first, KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. All right, let's see what's going on the roads right now. There's still some slow pockets on I-5 through downtown, especially northbound through the I-90 interchange and the Ship Canal Bridge. On 405, traffic remains heavy through Bellevue and Kirkland with a typical late morning congestion. Over on westbound 520, it's still a little sluggish as you approach Mount Lake. There's no major blocking incidents across the core right now, but volume is holding steady about region-wide. Some drive times right now, Federal Way to Seattle about 35 minutes, Everett to Seattle about 30 minutes. This traffic report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. A 21-year-old Belfair man appeared in federal court in Tacoma Monday in connection with the foiled plot attack the White House UFC event. Prosecutors allege William Faulkner conspired with others to build and pilot drones filled with explosives targeting the event. U.S. Attorney Neil Floyd.
So whether or not he had the capacity to do it on his own or whether he had the connections to make it happen, it's the same effect. So I do believe the person had the ability to act on his intent.
Floyd says the drones were designed to force the crowd toward other suspects armed with sniper rifles. Faulkner could be charged with conspiracy to commit murder and face up to life in prison. Egypt's World Cup momentum comes with a travel setback. After beating New Zealand, the national team asked to remain in Seattle ahead of its Friday matchup with Iran, but that request was rejected, according to the team manager. The team instead returned to Spokane yesterday, where it's been based during the tournament. Officials did not specify which security authority made the call. A popular Woodinville cafe is temporarily closed after a frightening crash on Father's Day. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss has details.
The vehicle's front end ending up inside the cafe. A customer posted photos saying she's grateful her family wasn't hurt as they sat in a booth just inches away from the impact. Will Brausick was in that booth.
It nudged my brother's chair. It was a foot away from hitting our booth.
Witnesses say she hit the gas instead of the brake.
She just looked like she was in shock.
That driver and a customer were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Eastside Fire and Rescue evaluated 5 other people at the scene.
Crews are continuing cleanup efforts after a tree collapse at Lake Sammamish Park left several cars crushed on Sunday. Patton Bowden is a battalion chief with Eastside Fire and Rescue.
I had to use my siren just to try to clear the path. And it was a good chunk of, probably 200 feet of getting through people before I could even see what the extent of the problem was.
State park leaders now say they're looking into enforcement, including towing or citing illegally parked cars to prevent future delays. And for your weather, it's another scorcher today. Highs will be close to 90. Right now, it's 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday to all of you. It is already June 23rd. I cannot believe it. Yes, it is our first full week of summer, but man, I feel like it's just flying on by.
It always seems to go too fast.
Right? Okay, slow down now. Angela Poe Russell is in for G today, and we do have a show for you. This hour, once again, is packed. Coming up in the 10:30 segment, we are going to be joined by the former Seattle City Council president because there was an editorial talking about another city not too far from us who they seem to have cracked the housing crisis.
That was the claim from this opinion article. And they're like, Seattle needs to take note. And she was highlighting that.
Yes. Okay. So could there be a solution on the horizon for our housing crisis? We'll talk about that coming up at 10:30. As always, we invite you to join us on our Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. And one of the questions we had this morning is, if money were no object, and maybe it's something that you've read about in a book, where in the world would you want to spend some time in vacationing? Because that seems to be a big thing right now. So text us 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
Okay, it's not often that we talk about restaurant openings, but for the second time in less than a year, a Raising Cane's is opening in our neck of the woods. First one launched in Seattle's University District back in February, but this morning another one just opened its doors. And the reason we have to bring it up is because it causes traffic chaos, apparently. And Chris Sullivan is here to talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. This is a chicken choke point, as we like to call it. And this is the fourth Raising Cane's, actually, in the state of Washington, but the first one the second one west of the Cascades. And so this one's up on 164th in Linwood. And the reason why I bring that up is not only because it's my exit to get off the freeway, but I'm very familiar with this interchange, and this has the potential to back up one of Snohomish County's already most unpassable streets, which is 164th. It's one of the biggest roads there. It goes across the freeway, connects over to the Linwood side, goes down into Mill Creek. Very popular road. And what happens in this area is you get off of I-5, there's immediately a Walmart like 500 feet off the exit. And then you have the new Raising Cane's about another 400 feet up the road. Then you have the bowling alley, a Taco Time, and the far right lane then disappears.
Oh.
And so the road goes from 3 lanes in one direction to just 2 in one direction, all in 1,000 feet. And now you add a very popular chicken joint in the mix there, and it is going to be incredibly difficult to get around what is already one of the more busier streets in Snohomish County, and we're already seeing it right now. I mean, there are backups around it right now as I'm looking at it, and it opened 8 minutes ago.
8 minutes ago.
Yeah, and as I drove by it at 4:30 this morning as I was heading to work, there were already 125 people camped outside of it, which again I don't get. Have
you had it?
No, I never have.
Well, see, you have to have it. Once you
not
have
right
it,
now,
you
I don't have to.
understand.
I can have it in a month.
It is
I can
so
have it in a month and a half.
Is it really that good?
It's
because
so
I'm just
good.
trying to understand the whole Chick-fil-A
It's so
thing
good.
and Raising Cane. I'm like,
Here's
what?
I
all
love
these,
Chick-fil-A, but what makes Raising Cane's a little different, it's the sauce that comes with the chicken fingers, and they give you garlic toast with it.
Oh.
So not only do you get the chicken and the fries, you get the garlic toast. It's buttered. And then they have the real lemonade, like kind of similar to Chick-fil-A, and the iced tea.
And I can't get that in a month?
I mean, hey, you got a craving. You got a craving.
So what I'm hearing from you, Angela, is you would be one of those that would be willing to
I'd be causing the choke point. I'd be causing the choke point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What is our obsession with chicken, though, in general?
I know, you're right. I mean, Chick-fil-A,
we keep talking about
Popeyes.
having their moments. Like Korean chicken is having its moment. Maybe that was about 2 years ago. Raising Cane's. I mean, Chick-fil-A. Like what?
And
what is the deal? Because to me,
look at In-N-Out. Looking at it opened up down in Vancouver or just north of it in Ridgefield.
Yeah.
And everyone went crazy over that. I mean, when I drove by it the first weekend it was open, there were probably 400 cars in line for their drive-thru. And it was a 9-hour wait to get your burger.
Is it, okay, no, I got to ask the question. Do you think it's actually the food and how good the food is? Or is it that it's FOMO? No one wants to miss out on the hype.
I think it's that, but also the fact that these are chains that have never been here before, right? People in the South, people in areas who grew up with Chick-fil-A, people who grew up with Whataburger or grew up with In-N-Out or things like that, or Sonic. Remember when these places have not traditionally been here.
Silly, I feel so seen right now. I mean, when I first moved here, there was no Chick-fil-A. I'm emailing Chick-fil-A headquarters.
No, you're not.
Yes, I did.
Are you serious?
Wow, that's funny.
But I mean, so
That's
you nailed
serious.
it. You was like you grow up with these things and you come to a region and it's not here. And so you're laughing at me.
Because Rick and Kent says, Angela, I can get that at Dairy Queen.
Not the same.
See? Okay, say for
We
instance,
digress. Okay.
you grew up and your favorite burger was Burgerville.
Which is a good
again,
burger.
Furthest north is basically Woodland, Washington.
Yes.
They go down the Oregon corridor. Say you grew up there and you're really jonesing for a Burgerville, and they decide to open one in Chicago, and you move, and you're like, oh my gosh, a Burgerville! Haven't had a burger. That's not going to happen. But I guess but that's the
It's
kind of thing as you bring you back to where you're
Reminiscing.
from,
He
a place that you
understands me.
like.
It's nostalgia.
He understands me.
Okay, we're going to go with that.
I think that's pretty much what it is.
Yes. Okay.
Because I mean, again, it's chicken, right? And so
it's chicken that causes a backup.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
again,
part I'm just not getting.
as I've told my family and my friends who live around this area, I've told them don't get on 164th for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, especially if you're getting off the freeway or around there. Just go up to 128th, go up one more exit, and go around, because you just don't want to get caught, because you don't know how it's going to react. In fact, I talked to the public works director in Linwood and said they have got uniformed officers out there to handle the opening, and depending on how things go, they may have to change 164th and put in traffic control to prevent people from taking left turns across 3 lanes of traffic to get into this parking lot.
Yes.
Because it's already very difficult and it backs up daily anyway.
So whose responsibility is it? Us as the taxpayers, or is it the company?
The company has to have a plan. Whenever one of these opens, the new Chick-fil-A just north of 128th in South Everett, which opened about a month and a half ago, they go out to the local community and they talk to the municipality, and they usually have to have a traffic management plan. And they look at this, and it's their responsibility to have a plan, work with the county, the city, whatever, to do that. Think about when the Chick-fil-A opened in the first one, opened in Bellevue. That
do you remember
shut
that?
down
That
I-405 for a month.
Yes, I remember
Shut
that.
down the freeway because, again, it's right off the exit to Southeast 8th or Northeast 8th right there. And so they had to have a traffic management plan for that. Of course, that really wasn't well designed because the in and out right there, that's an entirely different situation. But in Linwood, they did the same thing when they put it in right near Alderwood Mall.
But I feel like that's part of their marketing strategy.
It probably is. I mean, we're talking about it for free.
And it is free advertising.
Exactly.
But here's what I'll tell you. You think you're telling your friends 2 weeks. I think this is going to be longer. I'm looking at the U District one where there's hardly any part, and like 3 months in, and it's still lines. It's still because
and this
we
one
don't
has
have
a
enough of them.
drive-through. This one has a drive-through as well. There's a brand new set of apartments right next to it. There's the bowling alley right there. Again, there's the Walmart right there. There's the gas stations across the street. It's already a really congested area that's very difficult to get in and out of.
I'm loving the text messages coming in now, though. Bobby in Tacoma. Raising Cane's isn't great, but my teens love it. But they also love Hot Pockets and Dino Nuggets. So what do they know?
Bobby, have you tried it? Come on.
Yeah, so I'm more excited about the sauces.
Okay.
The sauces
are good. Because my kids told me that's about Chick-fil-A, too. The sauces.
And I eat my Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches. I eat those dry. I don't even put anything on them. I just put the standard Chick-fil-A chicken with the 2 pickles. I just eat it straight.
That is good.
Up.
Yeah, that one.
I just keep it simple.
Just mentioned again, and this is true. I mean, it's funny how our taste buds change because you remember when this used to happen with Krispy Kremes?
Oh, yeah. Look again because it hadn't been here.
Yeah,
and then the first one opened up at just at the Tacoma Mall.
Yes,
I remember when I was in Portland at the time. Angela, you may not have heard this, but Ursula hired me to come up here for free. I mentioned that every chance I get.
Best decision ever.
It took me 3 times, and I told them the last time. This is your last offer.
Oh,
yes,
whatever.
He's a star. I saw it then.
Yeah, she nailed it. But back then, people would drive up from Portland to go to the Krispy Kreme in at the Tacoma Mall and then take it back home for like fundraisers and things like that. So yeah, I think it's really just the fact that people miss a sense of home and they can't get it, and when they can, they just go all in.
Oh, Brian in Marysville just said Raising Cane's on 164th is pretty open right now. 2 cars in the drive-through.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Time to go.
Well, geez, I'm going to go right now.
Okay.
Well, that's certainly positive.
Okay, but
but then we'll see how it is at 4:00 in the afternoon when we have all the eastbound traffic getting off the freeway, going into going into Mill Creek, or then trying to get down to Linwood. We'll see how it goes during those peak times when it's already pretty bad. As I said, the Chick-fil-A that opened at 128th hasn't gotten much traffic. I don't think a lot of people even realize it's kind of tucked in there behind the Fred Meyer. But this one, I was worried. And I still am going to have to wait to see how it goes, just because of the proximity of all the destinations just right there by Martha Lake. So we'll see.
Okay, but if you are tempted to be in line and cause the traffic, just remember the line that you said, it's just chicken.
Yeah, it's just chicken.
And bring some for your coworker.
Well, yeah, if that's the case,
You're going to wait there.
It's funny. I know we got to go, but Tommy has had it. My son Tommy has had it twice before, but only on the road when he was playing football. They would have it as their, they would cater the snack for the go back to the airplane. He goes, every time they bring it in the third quarter, and by the time we ate it at the end of the game, it was so cold. And it was he's like, so I'm excited to try it warm. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm going to try it, but probably not for a month.
Okay.
You've been warned.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sully.
Anytime.
Appreciate it.
Chicken choke point. Okay. Well, here's something you don't often hear about in Washington. Seattle's new economic development director says the city may need to look beyond taxes.
What?
Yes, I know, as it seeks to revive the local economy. Beto Yarse, and forgive me if I mispronounced your name, he recently became Seattle's permanent economic development director. He told KOMO News that city officials are exploring options other than expanding the controversial Jumpstart payroll tax.
Good.
The Downtown Seattle Association argues that all the Jumpstart tax did was jumpstart Bellevue's economy. A recent report found that downtown Seattle has lost roughly 30,000 jobs since 2020, while Bellevue has seen significant job growth during the same time. Here's DSA's president and CEO John Scholes talking to Chris Daniels about the impact.
It's much more expensive to have a job here as an employer than it is in Bellevue. And it's the B&O tax, it's the payroll tax. I think it's also the tone and tenor over many years of city government toward employers, toward business. It's the lack of predictability. These are the things we hear from employers that are here, those that are considering Seattle. And those things matter, and we're going in the wrong direction now. The jumpstart tax was predicted to jumpstart Seattle's economic recovery coming out of COVID, but what it's done is sort of left Seattle's economy at the side of the road. Bellevue is rocking and rolling. Lots of job growth there. We've not seen the same job growth in Seattle.
Okay, so check this out. The city seems to be listening. This current administration, the tone kind of changing. Here's a clip of Beto, again, the economic development director for the city.
So my vision is like, how do we unify? How do I set up the tone that we all come together? And when I say we all, small businesses, mid-sized businesses, large businesses, financial institutions, philanthropy, public-private sector is so important, like the public-private funds that we have developed over the years. They're very successful. So I have that kind of vision of how do we bring that to solve the issues, but also activate our city into the next generation.
But check this out. What about the Bellevue problem?
I do believe this is a region. I'm a regionalist. Definitely I'm working for the city to make sure that people know what the city offers. Seattle is such an innovation place. It's such a great opportunity that we have. At the same time, this is not a competition. I feel like it's more like an inspiring opportunity. Mm-hmm. Bellevue offers different things that Seattle offers. And I just recently met, actually yesterday, with Mayor of Bellevue, and we agree that this is an inspiration between each other. How do we work together? Like, if businesses decide to move to Bellevue because it's a better fit for their business, we're going to collaborate and work and make an impact in our region. And also, at the same time, like, I want to make sure people know what we offer here in Seattle. That's my job. And Seattle offers multiple other things that cities like Bellevue or other regions in our country don't offer. And one of them is innovation.
So what was your reaction to all that?
Well, I liked where he was going, and okay, I get it to say we're not in competition with Bellevue, but you need to be worried if Seattle is right now sitting at, in downtown, a vacancy rate of 36%, and Bellevue is not. And it's easy to say, okay, we're going to cooperate, and this is a regional approach, and we all benefit, but the small downtown businesses, the little restaurants that we're counting on buildings being more full or at least coming back after the pandemic are not seeing that. I mean, we talked about how awesome it's been during the World Cup, but Pacific Place and all these other buildings that used to be thriving are no longer thriving. Restaurants that used to have built-in business because there were office workers there are not seeing that. So
in the interview, he did talk about that.
Yeah.
So he said that his job is going to be, how does he serve the ones better that are here?
Yes.
He talked about maybe it's through subsidies. Is it helping them secure places? I mean, so I am...
Instead of going straight to, let's find another tax.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's
like, refreshing.
It was, I honestly watched the interview, was like, okay, someone, I mean, again, right now it's this, he's new in the position. It sounds great. Let's see what happens.
Because I was going to say that didn't seem to mesh with what I believe the mayor initially said.
Well, she's hired him.
I know. This is actually potentially refreshing.
I know, right? And what's interesting to me is we had, in our former mayor, Bruce Harrell, he definitely changed the tone and tenor. It just seemed like it was difficult for that to translate to all the other, when you're running a big company or a big ship like a city, it was like, why was it difficult for us to feel the impact of that, or for businesses to feel the impact of that? And here's the deal: as bad as the jumpstart tax was in terms of businesses not wanting to pay it, look at what it paid for. I mean, it's got us out of a huge budget deficit. I can't imagine what we would have, because we were right out of the pandemic when they did that. So I'm sure they would argue it saved our bacon. But do we need to go back and tax again? As a resident, I'm like, no.
Because
I think
that's why people are moving elsewhere.
Yeah.
Some.
Yeah.
Some.
But I like the tone of, I like the awareness of him saying, I'm not going to treat this like a competition. and at the same time saying, we need to market what we have to offer because we do have great stuff to offer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, gosh,
one of the
what are
reasons I'm
texts?
laughing
Yep,
is because
tell me.
253 texted in and said, come on, Ursula, tell them about that free parking. Ha ha, we all want it too. Yes,
That part.
Bellevue,
It's free parking.
That is a big thing. And I was just in downtown Seattle. Now, you said you were just there last weekend. I'm trying to make plans to go on Friday because I want to just take in all the World Cup stuff.
Yep.
But last weekend we went to steak restaurant.
In Bellevue or
South Lake Union.
Oh, nice.
Close enough to downtown. And one of the first questions was like, where are we going to park? And thankfully, we were able to find some on-street parking, which wasn't an arm and a leg. But that's always a consideration. And if you could have more free parking, I think that would be huge.
You can't revitalize businesses if you keep taking the parking way and putting up bike lanes. I want bikers to have safe passages, and don't take parking away from a business right out in front of their business and then be like, how can we help you?
Yes. Exactly. Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. It is 10:24. Coming up, we are going to have the former Seattle City Council President Sarah Nelson join us because there was an editorial talking about a city that might have cracked the housing crisis. And could that be done here in Seattle? We'll have that conversation next on the Gee and Ursula Show.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Sully here. I help commuters get around, and you know the key to a good commute? A good running vehicle. That means regular service and proper repairs. For this, I recommend Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. For over 50 years, Bucky's has been trusted for honest diagnostics, quality work, and fair prices. Whether it's factory scheduled maintenance, an oil change, new brakes, or a check engine light, don't guess. Visit one of Bucky's 16 family-owned locations or Bucky's.com. That's Bucky's.com.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spell book.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best. But I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain. DayandNight.net. Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night. Now get $100 off any drain cleaning. DayandNight.net.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
Guys, it's Men's Health Month at Revive Seattle. Get a free comprehensive wellness panel. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, heart health, and more. Valued at $400. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. We're getting a clearer picture of the price tag for the war with Iran. Details from ABC News Chief White House Correspondent Mary Bruce.
The Pentagon is asking Congress for $80 billion to cover the cost of the war with Iran and other budget shortfalls. Lawmakers have been pressing the Trump administration to provide a more comprehensive price tag for this conflict. The last update from the administration had the cost of the war at $29 billion.
A coalition led by Washington's Attorney General is pushing back against plans to expand oil drilling in Alaska. Nick Brown and attorneys general from 13 other states filed court briefs opposing a federal grant program targeting the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge's coastal plan. They argue the project could damage wildlife habitats, including migratory birds that rely on the region, and worsen climate change. The coalition also claims the government bypassed required environmental reviews and public input approving the plan. As temperatures climb across the region this week, dozens of cooling centers are open. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is in Tacoma.
You might end up in a library like this one here at University Place down in the Tacoma area. This is a good option with air conditioning if you need one today. Many public libraries also hand out cold water to people on days when they're being used as cooling centers as well. Here in Pierce County, the libraries, malls, and most shelters are opening up for anyone who's trying to stay cool.
2 men are recovering after being dropped off with gunshot wounds at the Bonnie Lake Emergency Room late Sunday morning. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
Pierce County deputies determined the shooting happened in an outbuilding on a large rural property on 214th Avenue East in unincorporated Bonnie Lake. Deputies, along with Bonnie Lake Police, served a search warrant and found at least one shell casing. Deputy Carly Capetto says investigators now try to determine what led to the shooting.
Detectives are working with both of the individuals that are suffering from non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. However, there wasn't a lot of cooperation.
Anyone with information should call 911. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A King County judge finds probable cause to hold a 15-year-old Tukwila boy on suspicion of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and assault for a deadly shooting June 3rd in Kent. Police say the teen fired multiple shots at a group of people, killing a 15-year-old girl. Casey McNerthy with the King County Prosecutor's Office says he was arrested on Friday.
The judge ordered the respondent held in secure detention. One of the reasons that was raised by prosecutors and also cited by the judge was the concern for public safety with the allegations that we have from police.
No decision yet on whether he'll be tried as a juvenile or in adult court. For your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, this traffic report is brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. There was a rubbish fire in the 7,000 block of Airport Way South near the railroad tracks. That's now out. No injuries reported. There's a few slowdowns right now on I-5 through downtown with heavy volume in both directions between Northgate and the Ship Canal Bridge. Expect delays northbound, especially through I-90. On 405, there is some traffic building through Bellevue and Kirkland. Westbound 520 is slowing as you make it away towards Mountain Lake. And Subaru of Puyallup has dependable, fuel-efficient all-wheel drive models, including the redesigned Subaru Outback. Find stress-free pricing and offers at SubaruofPuyallup.com. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership. It's another scorcher today. Highs close to 90 right now. It's 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is out today. Angela Poe Russell is in. And, so often on the show, we talk about our housing crisis and what all that entails. Vancouver, BC also has a housing crisis, but there is one project right now that is getting a lot of attention up there. And it's a project where 10 acres of land that was returned to the Squamish Nation is now being turned into thousands of homes in high-rise towers. And somehow they managed to do it with far fewer of the usual delays, the appeals, and the zoning fights. And former Seattle City Council President Sarah Nelson posted on social media, hey, why aren't we doing this over here? Well, we saw that post, and we invited Sarah to join us now live in studio. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about this project. What is the lesson that Seattle could take from that? Let's start there.
The lesson is that we have got to better align our regulatory environment to our policy goals. And if we want more housing, the first thing we should be doing is what are the barriers that are inhibiting us from building more housing? And seeing another city, another project go up so fast and meet so many different needs, it was really inspiring. So policymakers always have to ask themselves, is this rule helping or hurting now?
And is there a specific rule or a set of rules in the city of Seattle specifically that keeps us, because we hear it from builders all the time. It's like, oh my God, it's impossible. It takes so long. Even for me, doing a remodel took a long time before we could get that done.
Boy, how many hours do you have to talk about all the rules,
maybe
right?
You could just talk, maybe in general, encapsulate.
Sure. I would say that the rules fall into a few categories. One is building code rules. By the way, fun fact, I just learned that Seattle is the only city in the state that has its own building code. All other cities adhere to state regulations. Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Yeah.
And one could make a lot of arguments for Seattle exceptionalism, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, okay, so there's building code. There's also land use. There's zoning. Okay, that determines how much housing can go where. And then there's also how much does it cost, okay? And so what kind of fees or taxes are we imposing on construction? And this is just when we're talking about housing, and this is across the board. So as a former policymaker, I'm still very much interested in what are the long-term impacts of the laws that we pass, the regulations. And sometimes regulations that might have seemed to make sense at one point no longer do, and we're suffering the negative consequences.
But to put simply, like, what's holding us back? Because in this case in Vancouver, it's my understanding to get these thousands of homes built, they dropped all the requirements. They they just did it. It wasn't all this stuff. Are you suggesting that?
Well, you know what? That in Vancouver, that was native land.
Right.
And so they could do what they wanted, or they weren't subject to some of the same rules.
Right.
And so there have been suggestions to establish opportunity zones for economic development or different kinds of sort of experimental zoning in different parts of the city. And I say go for it. Because if what we're doing isn't working, then we have to do something different.
Very agreed. Now, here's the deal, though. You were in office for, was it 2 terms? One term. And then we had Mayor Harrell in for a term. And these were all issues that you were like, we're very well aware of this. What kept you all from being able to make headway on homelessness while you were there?
Oh my gosh, that's a big topic. So moving from housing policy to that. On homelessness, I would say that we failed to focus on a major driver of chronic homelessness, and that is addiction. And I struggled for many years to put recovery-based services or recovery itself in the center of our city's legislative agenda. Fun fact also, I'm full of them, whether or not they're fun, really. I'm not sure. So when I took office in 2022, we were spending, I think the figure is $208 million on affordable housing. That was the budget for affordable housing. How much money was there for treatment? Addiction treatment? 0. And I'm talking, when I say treatment, I'm talking rehab. Let's just say rehab. I mean, we were providing medication for opioid use disorder, but no straight up rehab where you check yourself in for a month. And so that was one policy challenge that I encountered, and I did fight to get a big $300,000. It took 2 years in the budget for that, but that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. If we're spending more and more money, millions of dollars more every year on, for example, homelessness, and it's not getting better but worse, then we're doing something wrong, we have to.
And just to be clear, I didn't mean for the conversation to go totally that direction, but I was just meaning when you think about homelessness, there are all these different reasons, right? And creating more housing is one of them. Addiction is another one.
Right.
But in terms of when you were in office, like we knew the permitting was slow. We knew that we had the MHA. Like we knew we had all these barriers. What are the challenges with making headway in those spaces?
Well, some people, so for example, when it comes to the mandatory housing affordability program, which establishes I think it's 5 to 15%. No, I don't know what the percentage square footage fee increase is. But anyway, if you try to take that away, that is providing maybe $22 million or so. I read that in some article. I think it was from the director of the Housing Development Consortium. In any case, someone will say, you're in a tight budget year, and you're going to take 22 or whatever $1 million out of our budget. That's a giveaway to developers. So you've got some politics involved there because nobody wants to make it seem as though you're,
giving a handout to developers.
Right. So that's one problem. Another problem is that it is very difficult to change just the way things are. But I think that with permitting, I don't know why it's so hard to fix permitting. That is a huge problem. It's a no-brainer. Anybody who's either, if you're remodeling your kitchen to building an apartment complex, there are so many problems. It takes so long, and time drives cost.
That's for sure. How do you answer neighborhood groups who say density changes the character of the community? I mean, yet we have so many areas that are still single-family housing.
Well, yes, it does. Period.
Too bad.
Oh my gosh. I'm not.
Yes.
Frankly, I do understand that, and paradoxically, the mandatory housing affordability program has been pushing development away from where it makes more sense in low-rise zones, further and further into the neighborhood, because it's too expensive to build small apartment buildings, and so what you're getting is infill development that in places where people don't want. So again, it's about thinking about what are the impacts of our laws, and listening to the community and stakeholders, having developers and builders and neighborhood residents all around the same table talking to each other.
But one of the things that I'm hearing, and I think I'm hearing without you actually saying it, is that we have always had this paralysis in the city of Seattle. It is so hard to get things done. You were saying, I don't know why. I mean, you as former city council president are saying, I don't know why it takes us so long to get permits done.
Right. Well, I don't know. This could be something that every city has. And if you're a policymaker in one city, you're thinking it takes longest there. So
Seattle's a little exceptional. I mean, I've heard people say they can walk into a city nearby and get their permit and within pretty quickly.
I mean, and as you said, Seattle has its own code.
Right. And so I would say that when it comes to permitting, the problems are extremely complex. And again, we layer building code rule on top of building code rule, and it takes just so long to get a permit anymore. So that's why I initiated permitting reform. And what did I do? I talked to architects, and they identified the low-hanging fruit, things that are most burdensome and things that are easiest to fix. And so I did get 2 laws passed last year.
Oh, that's
to
good.
try
Yeah.
fixing permitting, but it is there's so many.
It's a process. But here's the deal. We just got data today that the number of permits that have been issued, it's like down by almost half.
Yes.
Like people aren't building at a time when we are short of housing.
Yes.
We're
so
not.
Again, like it should be hair on fire.
Right.
We have this sense of urgency. I don't even know that people are working full time in the permitting department.
Well,
right
that's
now.
one of the top
that's the other thing.
suggestions.
Thank you. How about get everybody back?
That was, bring the service desk back and staff it full time.
We don't have that.
The Clue
No,
phone
because
is
there are a lot of people still working from home.
Oh Lord.
Right.
No, this is true.
It's true.
Yes. Sarah, there's so much more that we could do with this conversation, but I think it gets people started. It's like, why does it have to be so complicated? Look at Vancouver, BC.
It's remove the barriers to attaining our goals.
Yes.
The ones that are easy. Don't point at interest rates. Look inside and see what can we fix here.
I like it.
Well said.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Look inside. Look at yourself.
Right.
Get back to work.
It's
Today's
one thing you
life
can
lesson.
change.
Right. Today's life lesson. All right. What's coming up next?
We've got scenarios.
Oh, yes.
What's next?
I'm looking forward to it. Stay with us here on the Gee and Ursula Show.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
John Curley here. Who installs your new cooling system matters. I recommend Home Comfort Alliance for 50 years of award-winning service and top quality Carrier products that deliver years of comfort. Save up to $3,000 in rebates. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY, and I want to wish you a happy Independence Day. The 4th of July is my favorite. It's about family, gratitude, patriotism, and amazing exploding lights in the sky. Perhaps I love it most because it's called Independence Day. I love to fight for my clients' independence. Your right to drive, to provide for your family, your right to do stuff. You feel liberty most when you lose it. Remember buying a box of bottle rockets and salute shells with nothing more than a "have fun, kids"? Well, things have changed since then, including the consequences of a DUI. We're your safe and sane solution to keep freedom ringing. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. Red, white, and blue are the colors of freedom, unless they're flashing behind you. 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Always exhausted, loud snoring, keeping your partner awake? You could have sleep apnea and not even know it. South Seattle Smiles has a comfortable solution with no CPAP required. Most medical insurance accepted. Call 206-241-5533 today. SouthSeattleSmiles.com.
It is 10:49. You're listening to the Gee and Ursula Show. Angela Poe Russell is in, and it is time for scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
My best friend's 50th birthday celebration is coming up, and I was so looking forward to going. But it turns out it's the same weekend as my daughter's first major soccer tournament on a travel team. I've been friends with my bestie for about 8 years. We didn't grow up together, but we're close. I want to support her and have fun, but I also don't want to miss my 12-year-old daughter's first travel tournament, and she's a starter. They are the same weekend. What should I do?
Oh, man.
That's so funny. You can kind of change up the little scenarios, but this happens a lot to a lot of people, right? And I am going to say something now that would be different than what I would have probably thought when my kids were in the thick of it. Because I felt like when my kids were in the thick of all those sporting events that I couldn't miss a darn thing, especially since I worked so much. It was like that's where I could do all my catch-up time. That said, a 50th birthday, and if your friend is like it was for my 50th or my 60th, which was a big darn deal, and she was counting on you to be, celebrating with her, etc., I would probably do the birthday and then try to go to the tournament. Maybe you miss part of it, but
that's a good idea. Maybe because the tournaments usually go a couple of days.
Yeah, hopefully it's not one and out.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That you could try to maneuver something like that. But your 12-year-old daughter is going to have many more. If she's that good in doing her tournament, there's going to be other tournaments to do. And there are going to be times when you can't go to everything, and your daughter's going to learn, you know what? The whole world does not revolve around you. And sometimes there are things that come up, but you're going to try to make as many of her games as possible.
Ooh.
Man, this one hits very close to home, especially here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Mr. G himself has had a dilemma very similar to this one, and
a big one.
And this one kind of hits close to me as well. I had a scenario very similar to this. It was my friend's 40th birthday, and my wife's nephew was having a graduation party. So not quite the same as the soccer tournament thing, but we decided to split off and divide and conquer and do both. I went to my friend's birthday party in Portland, and my wife went to the nephew's graduation celebration, and both sides were represented, and everybody was happy.
See, now that's a great option too. It depends on the event. You're talking about a 12-year-old's soccer tournament versus a 50th birthday. Yeah. If you're telling me that it's your friend's 50th birthday or your son's graduation, I'm going to tell you go to the graduation.
Yeah. Well, I had one similar. My daughter had a big audition at a college, and it was my friend's big birthday. And I chose the birthday. And I still struggle with whether that was the right decision. I still struggle with that because I missed it, right? I'm not able to be there, but there's something about being there on the campus and being there doing the things. But I had a great time.
Well,
oh my God, I had a great
has your
time
daughter
at the
held
birthday.
it against
No.
you? No. I mean, she survived. She had other opportunities for you to support her.
There were other things. And,
yes.
but yeah, I'm one of those people as a parent. I love being there for all the things, but I also had a great time.
Yes.
At the 50th too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, what about you?
Well, the way I see it, there's less time to be seeing your kid in their element playing their sport. So I would be missing out on the birthday and taking the side of attending the game because I think time is more precious to me when kids are young and there's no turning back when they get older. So as for the birthday, I think you can always celebrate in your own way aside from the party. But you know what? I understand if there's a dilemma between the two that you can't decide from. But, when the kids are young, I'm going to take the side with the kids. And with the birthday, sure, it's a milestone for the 50th, but I think there's another way you can celebrate if you can't make the party.
This is one where I feel like there's no perfect answer. And it seems like a lot of people on the text line are leaning towards going to the party. Feeling like there'll be other games, there'll be other,
Yes, but there were a couple. Maureen in the 253 disagreed with me. A 50-year-old is not a child. The 50-year-old will get over it. The 12-year-old may not. If your 12-year-old does not get over the fact that you missed one of many, many tournaments that they're going to be a part of, I think your child's going to be in for a lot of disappointment.
Maureen brings up a good point, though. Some of it is how your child feels about it.
Yes.
If your child is like, oh my God, go to the birthday, I'm good, or I don't want you there anyway. But if you have a kid that's like, Mom, please, I'm nervous, that's a very different.
It is a very different scenario. I mean, and again, maybe I'll inject myself in when I think of, I didn't want my parents watching my sporting events. I did not want them. That put more pressure on me.
Right.
I'm like, I'm good. So, I think it all depends. I mean, if you can split it, like Mike talked about, that's a great option.
So too.
Then
Hit the
everyone's
party,
represented.
Fly to the tournament.
Yeah.
I've done a few of those.
Yeah, exactly.
No, life just can't be easy sometimes.
It's always about priorities and choices. Absolutely. Okay, we have more of the Gee and Ursula Show coming up. It is our 11 o'clock hour. Luke is going to step back in, and of course, we have Agree to Disagree. Stay with us.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Staples Easy Deal Days are here. Score up to 50% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. It all ends July 4th. Staples. That was easy.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because
because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Gee and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
You pledged your life to serve. You made sacrifices, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the falls you've taken. We see the 1,000 times you've stood back up. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all trauma, but we do see a path forward. We see all veterans. We see you. Learn how treatment works and recovery is possible. Visit MakeTheConnection.net.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Nick, you know what my dad always used to say?
Oh, which thing? Let me guess. If you put anything on a hot dog besides mustard, it's un-American?
Okay, that's true. Okay, but no, about the word worry. Remember he used to say about the word worry?
Yes, that it's not a verb, but it actually is.
I know it's a verb, but Nick, his point was nothing comes from worrying. You can sit here and worry about all the news and all about the chaos in the world. You worry about your health, but nothing comes of it. You have to take action.
Right.
Like, for instance, you and I, we go into Longevity Medical Clinic. That's an action. It's about taking that action. Like, people can go to Longevity Medical Clinic, take the free health analysis, and then they can find out how they're aging and the things they can do in order to slow down the process to have a big, full, rich life so you can enjoy a hot dog with whatever you want on it.
And now worry is a verb.
See, there you go. So it all starts with you taking action. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Another $80 billion for the war? Very cheap, in the words of President Trump, declaring Iran will never be able to use a nuclear weapon. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is lobbying lawmakers to okay that extra war spending.
The Pentagon is asking Congress for $80 billion to cover the cost of the war with Iran and other budget shortfalls. Lawmakers have been pressing the Trump administration to provide a more comprehensive price tag for this conflict. The last update from the administration had the cost of the war at $29 billion.
ABC's Mary Bruce at the White House. Iran's foreign ministry is dismissing Trump's claim on social media this morning that Iran has fully agreed to allowing in nuclear inspections. The Supreme Court ruling today that if you lose your house in a tax sale, you are not owed fair market value by the government. And it ruled that border agents may remove green card holders who may have committed a crime involving moral turpitude. This is ABC News. Sources tell ABC News firings are underway by the acting director of National Intelligence, Bill Pulte. White House correspondent Mary Bruce with the latest.
Now, it is not clear how many jobs are going to be affected, but sources say the National Counterterrorism Center is likely to be hit hard. Pulte, who just took over the role last week, today's actually his second full day on the job, is a Trump loyalist with zero intelligence experience. But the president has made clear he wants him to slash jobs at the agency, and Trump says he thinks Pulte is actually better able to make these cuts because he's in the role temporarily.
A Fox News poll finds voters care more about protecting our public health than lower food prices, a viewpoint shared by Republicans, Democrats, and independents. And today, voters are being heard in 4 states in primaries: Utah, and 3 on the East Coast, South Carolina, Maryland, and in New York, which is a litmus test on Zoran Mamdani. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
A man from Belfair is implied to be implicated in the White House terror plot. More on that in just a moment. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. This traffic report is brought to you by Global Credit Union. Right now on the roads, we're seeing some congestion. Everett to downtown Seattle on southbound I-5, about 35 minutes. Tacoma to downtown via I-5 is about 45 minutes. Bellevue to Seattle across the 520, it's going to take you about 15 minutes. And South Center into downtown and I-5 North, about 20 minutes. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. A 21-year-old man from Belfair is suspected in a terror plot targeting the UFC event at the White House. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports he's accused of preparing drones loaded with explosives.
U.S. Attorney Charles Neal Floyd says William Faulkner's role was to supply the drones to drive the UFC crowd to an exit where other suspects would be waiting with sniper rifles.
If it wasn't for the intervention of law enforcement, I do believe they could have carried out maybe not the plans that they had ultimately hoped to achieve, but certainly they could have caused a mass casualty event at the White House.
The FBI arrested Faulkner and a group of men from other states on suspicion of conspiring to commit murder. More charges are expected. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle fire crews put out flames in Sewer Park near a synagogue early this morning. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha is at the scene.
This garage and a home right next to it was severely damaged with this fire. Crews report that it started in that garage and spread to the residence that's right next door. This is right behind an Orthodox synagogue that sits on South Morgan Street, and the fire department has taken over the entire parking lot for that area, and now they are spraying down this garage and the building to make sure that the fire doesn't spark back up.
A jury has convicted an Everett man of killing his girlfriend and trying to pass it off as a suicide. The Everett Herald reports 29-year-old Nestor Hernandez Melgar was found guilty on all charges yesterday. Prosecutors say he killed 37-year-old Lindsay Geary in November of 2024. He called 911 claiming she had hanged herself, but police arrested him at the scene partly because the couple had a no-contact order. The jury convicted him of first-degree murder, burglary, and violating that court order. And we're just one step closer to learning whether the teen accused of murdering his parents and 3 siblings will be tried as an adult. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas has details.
Prosecutors say he was just 15 when he murdered his family in their Falls City home in October of 2024. Soon after, prosecutors charged him with 5 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. But the decision on where to hear the case has been largely delayed. The new hearing is now scheduled for September. He does remain in custody.
You can now say wedding vows somewhere a little unexpected, Seattle's Town Hall. The historic arts venue is officially hosting weddings as it looks for new ways to bring in revenue and fill its space. And the price tag for the new Cake and Punch micro weddings, couples can book a full ceremony and reception package for about $10,000. Now to your weather, another scorcher today, highs near 90. Right now, it's 75 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Welcome to the Gee and Ursula Show. It is our Tuesday edition. It is June 23rd. I am co-hosting with Angela Poe Russell today. Good morning.
Good morning. It has been so fun being with you.
Oh, you know what? It's always a joy. Coming up at 11:30, we do Agree to Disagree. Right now, we are looking at another day that could hit close to 90 degrees. And both you and I were saying that we kind of love it right about this level, maybe not getting any hotter.
Yeah, pretty much. That kind of 80s degree. Yeah.
Yeah, and we asked earlier if people think that AC is a necessity. And text us. I want to hear from more of you because a few people like Ernie and Kent said, yeah, it is a necessity these days. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
But in addition to the warm weather that we're having, a lot of people are talking about World Cup stuff because we do have a couple of other matches this week. And Luke Ducey, you are completely in your element when we're talking about soccer. So we want to hear, first of all, what can we expect this week? Let's just start with that.
Yeah, so this week we've got 2 games, one tomorrow. And these are going to be fantastic games to watch because here we are in the group stages, the final games of the group stages. Each team gets 3 games they get to play, right? There are 4 teams in each group. And so what you're doing in this final game, if you've got a chance of making it to the next knockout stage, but you need a win and you need to score a lot of goals, you got to go all out. This is it. Or you go home and you wait 4 more years and try to qualify for another tournament. Now, if you're a team, and there are plenty of teams that are already, they have done poorly enough where there's no chance they can get through to the next round. Well, then you get to play spoiler, right? Maybe your big claim is that we kept Team X from moving on to the next round. So we've got Bosnia-Herzegovina versus Qatar coming up tomorrow. I think a lot of us would be challenged to place those countries on a map, let alone know anything about the country.
And they're still potentially in it if they score enough goals.
Right, if they have to score a lot of goals, because the other 2 teams in that group are Canada and Switzerland, who are leading that group with other points. But one of those teams could lose.
Okay.
Now, if Canada and Switzerland tie, then they go on, and those other 2 teams go home. But still, you got to go all out.
And Team USA is still in the mix of coming back, right?
Oh, they've already moved on to the next round. So they have one more group game, but they've already done so well. They've already in the knockout stage.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what they do on their game Thursday, which is in Turkey, which is here in the United States, but against Turkey.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what they do. And then Friday's game here, Egypt versus Iran, highly politicized game for a lot of different reasons. And, but the teams probably don't have a lot to do with the politics, I'm sure. They're just here to play soccer, and there are going to be a lot of fans already pouring into the city. Another big game because both of those teams have a chance to also move on if they win, but also score a lot of goals. Egypt has the better chance.
And one of the stories that you're covering this morning is that there was a little snafu with Egypt and their players wanting to stay in Seattle.
Yeah, so their managers and coaches, they just played a game over the weekend. Sunday, it was a great game. I watched it. They won 3-1. Their star player, Mohamed Salah, known as Mo Salah, he plays for Liverpool in England, one of the best players in the world. He finally scored a goal in the World Cup. It was the first time Egypt has ever won a World Cup game, so it was big for all these reasons. They're going to go into the second round if they just do well this next game. Yeah, so instead of going back to Spokane, where they've been training at Gonzaga University, they asked for, hey, can we just go to Seattle and just stay there for this week and train there and just hang out because we don't want to do all this extra traveling. Security authorities, I'm giving air quotes because we don't know who the security authorities are, and no one's saying who they are, said, no, you've got to go back to Spokane. So FIFA gave them a private jet ride from Vancouver back to Spokane. That's where they are right now. Was that U.S. authorities who said no? Was it FIFA that said no? And why? We don't know.
Do you think, we've had a few people text about this saying that the Iran soccer team has had to stay in Mexico.
That's right.
And so I wonder, and those are the teams playing. It's Iran and Egypt, right? Is it?
That's right.
Right. So I wonder if they're trying to create some, because if one team gets to stay in Seattle and the other team is in Mexico, maybe sending them, a little bit farther away. Maybe they're trying to establish some kind of, neither of you get to stay in the city.
I didn't think about that, but I think there could be something to that.
Yeah.
Because Iranian players who have been denied visas to stay in the United States for political reasons, again, that's pouring into the world of soccer. So every game they have to play the game in the U.S., and then they've got to jump on a plane and fly to Mexico. Mexico has welcomed them and said, you can stay here. But
okay, if you're cleared to come play, you can't clear a person to stay. I mean.
I know, and teams have boycotted the Olympics too. You hate to see politics get into, but it happens. But here's the deal with Iran is, so that's probably one of the nuances of the game. I always try to explain soccer is not like black and white, like football was a rule for everything. There are nuances to the game. Like I was arguing with Chris Sully, not too long ago, and we just recorded something in our studio that's going to come out probably tomorrow or today about us arguing about the rules of soccer. The final whistle is held, and the final time for the game is held by the referee. There's no clock that counts down. It goes up to 90 minutes, and then we're into extra time, which is injuries and everything else. But the referee, so you'll hear fans in the stands start whistling because they want to hear call the game already. We're up, we're winning, forget this. And then, the other side wants the game to keep going because we've got a chance to score here. And so those little nuances of the game that cause people to argue for years and years and years. And people are still arguing about certain games in the World Cup past. That's what this is about as well. If Egypt can get an edge up and stay in Seattle, whereas Iran has to fly all the way from Mexico for this game.
So move them somewhere. Yeah, so that's so many theories, so many potential
Well,
theories.
I'm just curious, am I the only one, though? Because sometimes I hear you talk about some of the rules, and it's this thing, and they're already in. And by the time my eyes start glazing over in terms of, like, I just want to know who won, who lost.
Right. I hear you.
Okay, so for those of us who are not completely encompassed in all this, what fun stuff can we do this week?
You can watch the U.S. play Turkey because you're going to get a chance to see some of the players who don't usually get to play for the U.S. because this is a game where the U.S. doesn't have to win it. They want to win it. They don't have to win it. So you don't play your players who have injuries perhaps. And also, you don't play your players who already have yellow cards. If they got a yellow card in one of the first two matches, then if they get a yellow card this game, this third match, then they have to sit out the knockout game. Again, I'm getting into those areas that people glaze over. I know.
Okay, now Angela's going to the game tomorrow.
Yes, I'm going to the game tomorrow.
Have so much fun.
That's what my husband was saying. He was like, Angela, this is a once in a lifetime. He said by the time we get another he was talking about how old we are and when we'll get another opportunity and so I'm looking forward to going and just experiencing it. Just being downtown was fun, so I can't imagine being in the stadium.
So they're going to do the same thing, though, by the waterfront and
all
people
the same
can watch.
things.
Yeah,
all the watch parties on Pier 62. The Seattle Center Armory is more kid friendly.
Pioneer Square's got stuff going on.
Got stuff going on. Oh yeah. Okay. And the exclusionary zone, and they shut down all the streets, and you'll see the stadium with all the banners, and it's just you. And then before you know it, I promise you, and you'll hear different languages, and you'll see different cultures, and this and that, and you'll start communicating with people and talking with them from around the world, and you will be enveloped in this fever. And you will just come out of that saying, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yes.
It was
Did
so
you
cool.
play soccer?
I did. I played all the way through college.
What was your position?
I was in college. I was in. Okay, don't glaze over. I was.
I know the position.
I'll just say a defender.
Were you a center back, left, right wing, left?
You know what I would do every game? I would play either a left back, or I would be assigned a player. So if you were some hot shot player for the other team that we had video of and film on, and you were great, wherever you would go on the field, I would go on the field.
So you must have been really fast.
I got a lot of yellow cards in my career, and I was fast, but I was also aggressive. Because my job was to take you off your game.
You were like the Hornet. You were
Kinda.
like going in. Yeah,
that's right. And I had a lot of fun doing it. It suits my personality.
Very cool. I love it.
You can learn a lot about people the way they play their sports.
Right? Yeah, that's so true.
But always play hard, but play fair, and always shake hands after.
That's
the match.
right. Good sport.
Oh, can I just ask one more thing?
Yes.
So you were talking about how it gets towards the end of the game and people are trying to get those last minute advantages. Mm-hmm. So watching the end of a game yesterday, I'm watching people flop like crazy, seeming like they're pretending to have these
trying
injuries.
to waste time.
It was so funny.
Grab the ball, and you'll see. Remember in the U.S. game, there was one player from the Australia player got a yellow card for pushing the American player who was going for the ball because they're both running toward the free ball who was on the field because that's a way of wasting time. Or here's a great one. You'll see this. Look for this, folks. Someone will grab the ball from the other team when it's the other. It's not my. I've got the ball in my hands, and they'll take the ball and they'll back up and like there's being good sports and tossing the ball to them, but they'll toss it way up in the air. So it takes even longer to come down. So it gives them more time to back up and get in position.
So
nuances of the game.
Did you ever fake flop or kind of exaggerate?
Yes. You know where you do that? You do that around the edge of the 18 when you're on attack because because you can't score, but if I can make a little bit of contact and then make a meal out of it, and the referee blows the whistle, then now I've got a free kick outside the 18 right on goal. And we're watching the Portugal play right now. They just scored a goal from that very same spot.
Oh, okay.
And a player flopped to get the call.
I love it.
That's why you do it.
Luke, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Okay,
now I know for sure. I'd always suspected.
Oh,
but
yeah.
now
They
I
gotta
know
be
for
actors,
sure.
too.
Yeah. Because when my daughter played, they weren't advanced yet to be doing that kind of thing. But this is a whole other level. When you start getting into college and mastering the flop and the fakes and yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, well, Luke, thank you. We're going to dive into something, a headline that I saw that was a lot more serious. And we're talking about some Seattle scientists who are working to understand a troubling trend. And I don't know if you follow some folks on social media who are sharing what they call their cancer journeys. But one of the things that I've noticed is that younger and younger people are getting these cancers that were something that you would see among older folks, and specifically talking about colorectal cancer, which is increasingly affecting younger adults. And cases among people under the age of 50 are increasing across the country, including here in our state, even as rates continue to decline among older adults. And so the story was about researchers locally investigating a wide range of possible causes, including diet, obesity, physical activity or lack thereof, changes in your gut microbiome, and things that you're exposed to in the environment. And so far, the experts are saying that there's no single factor that fully explains why we're seeing so many more cases, which, as a parent of younger adults, I do worry about that.
Absolutely.
And so doctors are especially concerned because younger patients are often diagnosed later in the disease's progression. So
because we aren't screening them.
Right.
Because in the past, we would say, okay, you don't get your first colonoscopy till you're 40 years old. And even then, it's every, 5 to 10 years, depending?
Right. And in fact, one reason the screening guidelines were lowered from 50 to 45, which again, for a lot of the people, they're being diagnosed with stage 4.
Yeah.
At a very young age.
Yeah. No, this is a trend that I want to say started about a decade ago, and it's only gotten worse, which is why we need decisive action quickly on this topic, and that's why I've been like I said, I'm not a fan of our as health secretary.
Yeah, health and human services
however,
secretary.
I like that he's shaking things up in terms of what we're allowing in the food. We have to look at that. If you look at how our diets have evolved, the low fiber intake, what we're serving in schools. What a joke. Inactivity.
Yes.
The sports. You can now go to school and not have to have PE at a certain point. So
just think of ultra processed foods and how much in the land of convenience we rely on that. And all the sugars and the refined carbohydrates and processed meats.
Yeah.
And more red meat. And again, we're not saying that the scientists know exactly what it is, but these are all contributing factors.
And these are things they've documented as potential causes. They've mentioned alcohol being another one. So definitely multiple factors that they suspect play a role, and ones that they have documented as they're looking at it. Another piece of this that we don't like to talk about, but I feel like we have to. So I remember being in my 20s and my doctor wanting to do an exam. Like that exam. And I was like, absolutely not.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, I don't want anyone touching me. I was, I barely want to go to the gynecologist for that part, right?
Yeah.
And so, but now, that was that was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But now if I have a young person, you have young sons, young daughters, I would say let them do, because you're not getting the colonoscopies till later.
Yeah.
That's the only way for them to kind of check around.
Well, I also want to ask though, because a lot of our listeners are not younger. People get really squirrely about even talking about colonoscopies to this day.
Oh, yes. My brother is like, oh no, I don't want to have And I was explaining that, look, you're knocked out.
You are.
You don't feel
And
anything.
As someone who's had now 4 of them, maybe even 5. By the way, this last time, because for me, the worst thing is the prep and what you have to drink prior to, to be ready for the procedure. But I was able this last time to do pills. And that is an option. I mean, there were a lot of just these giant pills that you had to take.
I'll take that over this liquid, of gallons of liquid. But once you're in the procedure,
so ask about that.
You don't feel anything.
Nothing.
It was like, hello, Angela, nice to see you. And then you wake up. All right, goodbye.
I would argue that it was one of the best sleeps I've ever had.
But yeah, B in Puyallup said her best friend died of colon cancer at 37.
That's just tragic.
You're too young to even get screened. And so I guess what I'll say is, it's something I've avoided. I'm not going to lie. And I'm seeing, I'm going to encourage my children to let their doctors check them. Because I told my doctor, absolutely not. You will not be touching me there. That is.
Yeah. I mean, well, and if you understand what the symptoms are too. I mean, if you have changes in your bowel movements or blood in your stool, or you've been having stomach issues that are unexplained.
I love
those
this.
are things that you don't want to ignore.
Someone from 253 said their 35-year-old daughter just went in for a checkup and they gave her a kit where she does her own. She said pap smear, but I think she meant you can do the other, because I think they have screenings now where you basically take it home and you can test your BMs and you send it into a lab and they look for anything abnormal.
Yeah.
So that's an option
which is
too.
Also helpful.
Yeah, that's good to know.
These are all bodily functions that we all have, so there's no reason to be, embarrassed by it or uncomfortable talking about it. But yeah, just the idea that it's just trending younger and younger is really disturbing.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about it.
And we were trying to get an expert too.
Squirm.
Yeah,
you
I know.
see me squirm talking about it, and we shouldn't.
No.
Everybody does it.
Yes.
Elmo even said it. Everyone does it.
Exactly.
Everyone has one.
Exactly. Okay, still ahead, we agree to disagree. We'll have more on the Gee and Ursula Show.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate. And there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Please be advised, you may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, blueberries, quinoa, spinach. I thought those were good for me. What's healthy for one person may cause inflammation for another. So how do you know what your body actually needs? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that analyzes your real-time biology to give you personalized nutrition guidance and custom supplements. Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Can you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Tune in to The Money Professor with Chris Longworth.
Having some certainty about your plan is definitely going to give you all the advantages.
Chris has the heart of an educator.
If you really want to do this correctly, then you get to enjoy every day of retirement like it's a Saturday. And if you don't, it's a Monday for the rest of your life.
Tune in to The Money Professor with Chris Longworth, Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
John Curley here. Who installs your new cooling system matters. I recommend Home Comfort Alliance for 50 years of award-winning service and top quality Carrier products that deliver years of comfort. Save up to $3,000 in rebates. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gouchard. President Trump defends the additional $80 billion that the Pentagon has asked for to fund the Iranian war effort.
Not only do they support it, they demand it because they won't allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. You want to see trouble? Let them have a nuclear weapon.
Here in Washington, a coalition led by Attorney General Nick Brown is pushing back against plans to expand oil drilling in Alaska. Nick Brown and attorneys general from 13 other states filed court briefs opposing a federal program targeting the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge coastal plain. They argue the project could damage wildlife habitats, including migratory birds that rely on the region, and worsen climate change. The coalition also claims the government bypassed required environmental reviews and public input in approving the plan. As temperatures continue to climb across the region this week, dozens of cooling centers are now open. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is in Tacoma.
You might end up in a library like this one here at University Place down in the Tacoma area. This is a good option with air conditioning if you need one today. Many public libraries also hand out cold water to people on days when they're being used as cooling centers as well. Here in Pierce County, the libraries, malls, and most shelters are opening up for anyone who's trying to stay cool.
A King County judge finds probable cause to hold a 15-year-old Tukwila boy on suspicion of first-degree murder for a shooting earlier this month in Kent. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The teen appeared in King County Juvenile Court facing charges related to a June 3rd homicide. Police allege the teen fired multiple shots into a group of people, killing a 15-year-old girl. The teen is due back in court later this week. No word yet on whether he will be tried in juvenile or adult court. In Seattle, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Bed Bath & Beyond is making a comeback in Bellevue. The retailer plans to open 22 new locations in partnership with the Container Store. The new store will be located inside the Container Store on Bellevue Way Northeast, marking the brand's first return to Washington State. Another location is planned for Tukwila South Center Mall, though there's no opening date yet. The home goods chain filed for bankruptcy back in 2023. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. This traffic report is brought to you by BTYB Bradley Johnson Lawyers and 1-800-DUI-AWAY. I-5 is nice and clear right now from Federal Way through the South Center, but from Boeing Field into downtown Seattle, it's a little bit of a struggle. It's going to take you about 35 minutes from South Center and just under 45 minutes from Federal Way. The Valley Freeway is running at about 40 minutes right now, and it's about 42 minutes up from the 405 corridor through Renton. Serving the Pacific Northwest over 30 years with hundreds of 5-star reviews, 1-800-DUIOA.com. For your forecast, it's going to be super hot today. Highs will be close to 90. Right now, it's 76 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is 11:33. You're listening to the Gee and Ursula Show with Angela Poe Russell. And hey, it's time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
All right, so how far would you go for a novelty coffee cup? Would you wait in line, hit multiple stores, maybe even pay resale prices? Because Starbucks is betting the answer is pretty far with the new bear-shaped cup that's already generating buzz before it even hits shelves. Yes, Starbucks revives their fan-favorite Bearista cup with a summer twist. So the question becomes, at what point does a coffee cup become a collectible? When it's cute, when it sells out, or when folks start flipping it online? Collectible cups.
Let's start with Angela.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of want one.
They're very
I'm
cute.
embarrassed.
Do you collect mugs?
No, I typically, I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Embarrassed. Okay, I was prepared to be like, no way, no way. And then I started looking at pictures of them, and I saw they had one a year ago, and it became like this collector thing. And it was, I mean, people fought over them. And that typically isn't my thing. But then when I looked at and I was like, okay, if I have a kid or someone in my life that's totally into Starbucks and totally in look, drinking can be so boring sometimes in the regular glass, and you get this cute cup, and this one is pink, and it's a Starbucks, and you know social media is driving this too.
Oh, of course. And the fact, and we're driving it because now we're talking about these collectibles. This is just like the Labubu. What did you call? What do we used to call those things? Lalubu? No,
I forget the name. I know what you mean, though.
Labubu.
Labu. Right.
Labubu.
I was like, wait a minute. That didn't sound.
Labubu.
It's whatever is the latest thing to collect, and Starbucks does a really great job with their marketing to make some people want to have every cup in the collection.
Yeah. Do you
now?
remember-
I just know already. I look at my even with our kitchen updated, I still have a limited amount of space.
Okay.
And wherever we go, when we travel, we always try to get a mug from that location.
Okay, so you're collecting
So
a
I
bit.
do exactly. So I do collect, but I haven't bought into like the Starbucks mugs. But I know that some people have.
Do you remember growing up? I want to say it was the fast food chains. They would have these collector cups, and the goal was every time you got a meal, you get one of these special cups, and then can you collect all 4?
Yes.
And so it's kind of an old school concept coming back in a way, except this is glass, which is,
But you know what I've come to and I think having cleaned out my parents' house and dealing with storage units, I'm in that phase of, does this really bring me joy? Because otherwise it just becomes more junk.
That's a great
And someone
point.
has to deal with it.
That's a great point. Yeah, I probably need a good cleaning out of something, and I would rethink my opinion on this.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm not a Starbucks person by any stretch, but I am a collector, so I'm very much in line with Ursula. I don't collect these, but I have a shelf of Hard Rock Cafe cups, shot glasses, things like that. So I totally understand and appreciate the collector mindset. But despite how cute it is, I'm passing on the Barista cup.
Okay, just out of curiosity, do you have a collection of anything, Angela?
You know what? I don't. Not that I can think of. No.
Wow.
Because I do.
Well, I know
As
you
anyone-
collect the
yes,
perfume.
yes, exactly.
I know you
Mhm.
collect
And it's
the
become an
perfume.
obsession.
You have to be a little bit organized to collect, and I think that's my dilemma. I don't think there's enough organization.
Yeah. There is a little bit of that, but there's got to be a little bit of insanity too. I've concluded.
But the perfume I know brings you joy.
It does bring me joy. It does bring me joy. Okay.
I already went, Nick. How about you, Barista?
Sure. Yeah.
There you
I don't know what you guys are saying, but
let's keep the crass consumerism going then. Amazon's Prime's Day is here. 4 straight days of deals on everything from gadgets to hoodies. But at this point, is it a must-shop event or just more retail noise? Do you actually care about Prime Day anymore, or have you totally tuned it out?
Tune out. I tuned it out. Amazon has become such a part of my life that every day feels like Prime Day. So unless they push something to here's what they probably could do. I hate to and maybe they already do this. I'm just not getting it. But they have enough data on me to know what I like. And if they were to push to me like, hey, this is on sale for half price today or whatever, then that might motivate me. But maybe their goal is not to do that, is to get us to buy new stuff. I don't know. But to me, it's noise. I shop there too much anyway.
Do you? Really? Yeah, because my thing right now is I shop too much TikTok shop. And they've figured out how to hook me. Oh my gosh.
But how do you know when it's real stores on TikTok, or is this Amazon on TikTok?
No, it's not Amazon. So and I do purchase some things on Amazon, but not. And I'm definitely not hooked in by the Prime Deal days.
So what's TikTok shopping like? Because the thing I always worry about is how do I know it's
way
a legit
too convenient?
store?
Well, because some of them are repeats at this point. Yeah, I have not been. I don't want to say screwed over, but I have not been messed up yet on it. But I think that is a great point. But the algorithm is so good; it knows kind of what I'm looking for, and it makes it way too easy.
Yeah,
it's like 3 steps.
It's
not good.
Susie Orman, I don't know if you know who she is. The
Of course I do,
lady.
yes.
I used to listen to her every Saturday night when she had her show, and she had that segment, you cannot afford it or whatever. And she always talked about when it comes to money, when we get disconnected from the actual cash, like we move to the card and now the tap, and now you can just click online and it just comes from my account. I don't have to hand over cash. How we spend more because we're disconnected. Do you believe that?
I absolutely believe it. And it's instant gratification. It's ease. It's you don't see the bill until later, so you don't feel it. And it's delivered to your home. It's way too easy.
Way too easy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
What about you?
Oh, definitely. Amazon's got my number. I've already got emails telling me, hey, you were looking at this a couple weeks ago. It's on sale now. Do you want to get it? So yeah, I get hooked in for Prime Day stuff, but I just think it's gotten too commercialized and everyone has forgotten the true meaning of the holiday. Remembering Optimus Prime and his sacrifice in Transformers the movie. It's Optimus Prime Day.
All right, I'm looking at the deals now. I'm like, what? Because I've been avoiding it, but now we're talking about it. Amazon needs to send us a thank you gift.
Oh my goodness. Tamara says, it's more retail noise. I know they jack the prices and then make it look like it's a deal. I am on to them. The funny thing is, Amazon Prime Day deals, it did remind me that isn't Nordstrom's anniversary sale coming up? So I
When
did
is it
reach
coming
out
up?
Like in July.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not far.
See,
It's
look at
June
that.
23rd.
And look how you reacted.
What can I say?
Yeah. Okay, we hear you, and words to live by coming up next.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on.
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. Default terms at mintmobile.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. No guessing, just answers. Over 100,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Take control and protect your long-term health by knowing your numbers. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Feel better, live stronger. Start now.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, because now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
A rising blast. Left field. Grand slam. Rosarena.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing. 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront cost. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
And just like that, it is the end of our Tuesday edition of the Gee and Ursula Show. Angela, it has been such a pleasure, and I know you won't be here tomorrow because you will be at the game.
Yes, I'll be at the game, but it's been such a joy to be with you.
So fun. I'm going to let you start off our text messages.
Yes, we talked a lot about the World Cup today. Some interesting conversations. Dave in the 253 says Cape Verde has 300,000 fewer people than Seattle, so that's a fun fact, too.
And one of the things that Luke Ducey said when he joined us, he was saying one of the things, it's like soccer is a world sport and it's not something that's so expensive. And Kevin in Black Diamond says it's not a rich man's sport, but it does cost $4,000 a year for kids to play club soccer if you want to play for your high school.
Yeah,
you got
we make it expensive. It doesn't. Yes. We doesn't take that, but we do make it expensive. Okay, Richard. Sorry, Luke. The World Cup is not a simple game that just requires a ball and feet. It is a money-generating machine with a history of corruption. It is a perversion of the simple game you're trying to associate it with.
Oh man!
Wow,
that's deep.
Richard, deep thoughts.
Woo. Okay, 425 pointed out the morning hosts have been talking about the Egypt soccer team not being able to spend the week in Seattle before their Friday match. There's been no mention of the Iranian soccer team who will be playing the Egyptian team on Friday. The Iranian team has been forced to stay in a hotel in Tijuana, Mexico, and they have to travel to the game to play with not much practice time or getting familiar with the field time. Imagine taking 2 flights from Tijuana to fly to Seattle on Friday and then go to the stadium and dress up and play and then get back on the plane and go back to Tijuana to sleep. I mean, that's true,
so they don't even
too.
get
That's
the night
just
before,
ridiculous.
making them fly in the day of. That's wild. Huh. Okay, on needing air conditioning, Tamara in Tacoma, I was telling people who just moved here that this is not a normal June, so don't get used to it.
Except that it is unfortunately becoming more and more
Becoming the
normal.
new normal.
425 says we're still experiencing the aftermath effects of the heat dome of 2021. Many street trees that did not have enough water or adequate irrigation and were surrounded by concrete were badly burned in that event.
Let's see. Pat in Olympia, AC is very much needed. However, I love my daylight basement more. Always cool.
Daylight basements
are the win.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is true. Ernie in Kent says, Ursula, AC is definitely needed here now. 5 hot days can seem like 10 hot days with no AC. With AC, you just don't worry too much about the heat. Without it, it's all you talk about.
Yeah, true. Okay, Jamestown, Eastlake. Pro tip for renters without AC. Use your fan to blow air out of your apartment unit during the day. Swap it to blow cool air into your apartment unit at night.
On feminism, which we got a ton of feedback on that one. Emily in Lake Stevens says, hot take, feminism expanded opportunities for women, but it also helped create an economy where 2 full-time incomes are often necessary. We've gained career options, but many families have lost the realistic option of having a parent stay home with the kids. It's actually a very broad topic with a lot to it, but I think there was a lot of negative consequences that came from feminism.
Yeah, interesting. I know there's a book, The Two-Income Trap. Elizabeth Warren, I think, talks about that. Because now it is really difficult for most families to pull it off. Yeah,
it is.
Nikki, there always has to be a label, We always have to justify our actions, and we have to label or be labeled.
My friend Dawn from Queen Anne says, feminism to me is all about fairness. We get access to the same opportunities, the same pay, the same choices. Here. And then she says, you two are a great example. It wasn't long ago that 2 women wouldn't be allowed to be on air together, and it was never a problem for 2 men. And Dawn, you nailed it. It is so true. And dare I say that it's still not equal entirely? I mean,
No.
It's still a male-dominated industry.
Absolutely. Derek in University Place, thanks for giving dads credit. All the Gen X dads I know are killing it with the kids. The idea of working women also doing all the traditional house stuff hasn't been true in decades. For a lot of
exactly. Yeah. And give credit where credit is due. I mean, I could not do it without Mark, for sure. Sharon, the Scrabble savant, says, I think it is a bonus if someone is home with a child. I was home with my son the first 2 years, and after that time, we lived with my folks, so he had them at home. And after my mom's passing, my dad. It was such a comfort to me knowing that he had them during the day when I was working. The multi-generational influence was great.
That does sound amazing.
I benefited from that too. My mother-in-law, my late mother-in-law in particular, was so instrumental in helping us raise our kids.
Well, thank you all for your messages. And it was fun being with you, Ursula. I am now looking forward to Ursula's Words to Live By.
Well, we're going to do both because I want you to share yours too. But this is a quote from Marshall Goldsmith. I was just thinking about gratitude. Gratitude is not a limited resource, nor is it costly. It is abundant, just like air. We breathe it in, though, but often forget to exhale.
Ooh. That's good.
So we have to express our gratitude more often.
I love that. Okay, mine was really quick. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you.
I love it.
And
You're going
Lamont.
to do just that tomorrow, going to the game. Nick.
Well, what's your destination for that reading getaway that they're calling a bookcation with your spot you'd want to stay? Would it be exotic places with warm weather at the beach or the nearby Raising Cane's where Sully found his chicken speech? And I know it might be tough to choose which place has more appeal, whether getting that new tan or sharing Sully's special meal. And we learned today that Sully gets the chicken sandwich with no sauce at all, so hopefully it's not too dry for your own taste.
Right? He's going to choke down that chicken.
That was funny.
It was a pleasure, y'all. I loved also what you guys were texting in about where you would go. Some folks were saying, places based on books. Lori and Enumclaw said, I would like to spend a month in Brazil on all the beautiful beaches. I'm with you, Lori. And then B in Puyallup was like you. It was like, I lived in Japan. It was awesome. And B would definitely go back. Angela, have a great time tomorrow.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you soon, I'm sure.
Sounds good.
I hope all of you listening right now have a wonderful day and stay cool.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
Staples Easy Deal Days are here. Score up to 50% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. It all ends July 4th. Staples. That was easy.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay. Are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more